You're watching iRacing on the Ghost Fire Media Network.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pocono Raceway in beautiful Pennsylvania in the mountains. We are here for the IVRL Buttkicker race tonight. It's me, Randy Pepper, alongside my good compadre, Nick Adams. We're both doing the Ghost Fire Media racing tonight, aren't we, my friend?
Yes, we are, sir. I'm excited to be here. Beautiful Pocono in the hills, in the Poconos, Randy Pepper. We're racing down the street about 20 minutes. You can probably find a really, really nice spa. But here tonight, we're going to see some guys go 200 miles an hour. Maybe hit the wall kind of hard.
Yeah, and actually here in practice so far, it's been a three-car battle for the top position between Thomas Carino Jr., the newcomer Dalton Tucker, and Greg Holt, who Greg Holt finally had knocked off Dalton Tucker, who had just knocked off Thomas Carino. So Greg Holt now is fastest in practice, and the only one to break the 53 mark so far.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see where he is at the moment. So we'll keep an eye on that, as he's a newcomer to the series. So tonight, before we get into the race, we have a couple of huge things that happened over the last week, right?
Yeah, we had some definitely interesting news this week.
So, after last week's race, there was some penalties handed out for the incident all of you saw live on stream. Oh, that's way too big. Live on stream of the in-race, on-track retaliation by Joshua Gathright towards, I believe at that point it was Charles Urick.
Yes.
Because of that, Joshua Gathright has been suspended for 2 races. At the end of Nashville, Joshua Gathright was sitting 16th, 2 points above the cutoff line. I'm about to put the points up this week, coming into tonight's race, and with Joshua being out for the next 2 weeks, he has some serious... I owe everybody a beer because my phone went off. He has some serious ground to make up when he comes back, Randy. Joshua goes from 16th in the point standings, 2 points ahead of the cutoff line, to out of the playoffs by 47 points.
Yeah, 47. He's back there. I mean, really, he's tied. Would be tied right now with Derek Schilling. They both have 47. Or actually 47.
Yeah,
he'd be 47 behind Derek Schilling.
He's 47 behind Derek Schilling at the moment. He'd be 2 points ahead of Derek Schilling.
Yeah.
But coming into tonight, as well as you're looking at these point standings, mathematically we can lock a few of these guys into the chase. So Patrick Gaspar mathematically would have to finish last in every single race, and 22 or more people would have to join the race for him to not make the playoffs. Patrick Gaspar is mathematically locked into the playoffs. Nicholas Weatherby mathematically locked into the playoffs, as well as Thomas Carino, Harvey Abrams, and Charles Urick. If you have 180 points or more above the cutoff line going into these final 8 races, next week it'll be 7, I really do believe you are locked in, minus a total, destruction of your season, or you do something to get yourself suspended for a few races, then all of a sudden it's going to be huge. But right now, that battle for the cutoff spot is going to be between... right now, I'd say our top 16 is actually probably going to stay the same going into the playoffs, unless when Joshua Gathright or someone outside the top 16 can win a race here.
So let's think about that for a second here. We've got Ira Kohlhaas, Kristen Converse, Tom Schuett, Cody McKinney, Joey McKinney, and Derek Schilding all looking on the outside looking in. Which one of these guys do you think has the best shot of possibly winning a race and punching a ticket to that playoff?
Well, being in the top 16 right now, I would almost say that Christian Converse is kind of locked into the playoffs as long as he doesn't miss any more races. 16 drivers advance to the playoffs. You're thinking the old Chase style format. So we're thinking outside the box of like Joshua Gathright, Tyler Walden, Jaden Gimbel, Michael Payne, those guys.
But I'm just saying these guys, I mean, they're still... They're in there, but they're not guaranteed.
Yes, yeah.
I'm just saying out past that, the 11 through 16. What do you out of those guys? What do you think? Who do you think? Who's got the best shot?
Coming into the season, there was a lot of talk towards me about Cody McKinney, and he just hasn't been able to perform well this year. He's been, not to offend anyone, an idiot magnet pretty much on the racetrack. I would say that 90% of the stuff he's been involved in hasn't really been his fault. So I would say Cody, and the only reason I would say Cody is because I think Cody is a lot better than what he's shown so far this season. But that time will tell with that, right? I mean, anything could happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's guys in this. I mean, Christian Converse is the one guy I think that is been sitting there waiting to get a win and just has not got the chance. And Ira Kohlhaas as well. I mean, he's another one of those guys that just has not had all the chips fall his way. So those are my two top picks. I mean, yeah, sure, they're 11th and 12th, so they've run well. But, I mean, theoretically, anything could happen. And especially Christian, he's not always here every week.
Yeah, that could be another thing that helps his, Tito team teammate get into the playoffs. You're going to hear us talk about the playoffs a lot, and it's because we're only 8 races away from those playoffs. So, and there's a physical prize on the line to win the championship this year. It's a butt kicker. The question is who's going to peak too early? Like in sports, in all sports, there's always that team that is dominant throughout the regular season that peaks too early. They get to the playoffs, and they get knocked out. Who is going to be this year's, I don't know, who was like the best? Who's going to be this year's Lakers?
Yeah. Who's going to be the one to hit the nitro the first?
I mean, Joseph Causey has been unbelievable in the regular season. Can he continue it into the playoffs? Or does he have a bad couple of weeks at the beginning of the playoffs, puts too much pressure on himself in the first elimination race, and then all of a sudden, the championship favorite's out? We saw it happen with Kevin Harvick last year. I mean, it can happen, and I guarantee you it will. It might not happen to Joseph, but he's just the person, we're putting out there as the stepping stone of, because he has been, by far, the most dominant person all season.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen to Brandon Massey. I mean, it could happen to Adam Wood. We just don't know. So
it very much could.
See. Yeah.
But Randy, 100 laps here tonight around the Pocono. Is it Pocono Raceway now? Didn't it used to be Pocono International Speedway?
Yeah, it's Pocono Raceway now.
Why did they change that?
I don't know. Politics, probably.
Soon they're going to move the track and not make it a triangle because the triangle is offensive.
Hey.
The triangle is offensive to other ovals. Michigan is offended by the triangularness of Pocono, so they had to make it a circle this time.
Phoenix thought it was too close to their shape, so I don't like that.
So they made them change it. Oh man, we're terrible human beings. We're gonna talk more about the stages here in a second. Patrick Gaspar out of the final turn, which is turn 3 here, not turn 4. He's gonna pull off the track, not gonna complete his second lap. And oh man, that Dalton Tucker machine! I can't help but not root. I mean, to root for him. Look at it. Oh. That
That's good.
Exalta
Look-
machine. I love that car.
Yeah. This was one of the many paint schemes. I believe Jeff Gordon actually ran that his last year, I believe it was.
I think this is a William Byron scheme. It seems
Is it?
it seems more like a because William Byron is more of the new edge schemes they run, not so much the older kind of. I wouldn't say generic flame schemes, but all of Jeff Gordon's flame scheme look the same.
I ever told you the story of the flame scheme on Jeff Gordon's car?
Is it because he was going so fast he was burning up the competition? So
No, had nothing to do with that. Jeff was at Sam Bass's gallery, and they were walking down this hallway.
Derek
He said,
Schilling's not going to improve his lap in the wall out of
Oh.
turn 2. Unfortunate for him.
Nope. So Jeff actually saw this guitar that was on the wall and said, "Oh, I wish I had a car that looked like that." And Sam said, "It will be done," and that was it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it came from a guitar,
So
not from anything.
So Sam Bass created the most historic paint scheme, I would say, of the 90s.
Oh, absolutely.
It's probably a close battle between the black number 3 and the rainbow machine, but
Another car that Sam did was the silver number 3.
oh,
that-
I love that car, the Coca-Cola
that-
car. That was,
He did that. He also did the Batman car that Bill Elliott ran back in the day, the original Batman car.
Who did the Coca-Cola Polar Bear car that him and Junior ran, the twin cars with the different color roofs over in Japan?
You know, I don't know. I don't think Sam did that. I've never seen that. I never saw that in any of his stuff. So I don't think he did that. Somebody else must have did that. But that was cool. I like those cars. Those were really cool looking.
So Randy, 100 laps tonight. 25, 50 lap shootout to end the race.
Pretty easy tonight.
It's pretty easy. It's a pretty straightforward race. There's no learning a brand new surface. Pocono has been the same surface since like 2007. It was the place of the last time Jail Jr. swept a racetrack in his career. It's a fun fact for everybody. Trying to think if I know any other fun facts off the top of my head about Pocono. Oh, this track technically ended the career of Jeff Gordon.
And almost killed Ernie Irvan.
Yep, it almost killed Ernie Irvan. It technically ended the career of Jeff Gordon. It caused the neck issues and back issues that caused him to retire probably 2 or 3 years too early with how awesome he was doing in his last season. And this track also ruined Jimmy Johnson. The last time Jimmy Johnson was competitive and dominant was the year he hit this wall at about 185 miles an hour. So
It's definitely not a soft hit by
oh,
any means.
no. And it's not 100% of the track with the soft wall either. The soft wall is only around about 80% of this racetrack. There are parts in the corner where you don't have the soft wall. So you can go off into this corner at 198 miles an hour and you feel the hit if your tire blows or your brakes let go. And that's the problem at Pocono is you lose brakes a lot. You feel all of that.
It's such a big, wide track, too. Sometimes you'll see the cars go fanning out 5, 6 wide on it. It's an interesting track to watch them come off of turn number 3, I guess it is.
It is. And you know what else is a fun fact? Do you know Pocono is the last NASCAR Cup Series racetrack to put fences up on the backstretch? And the reason they did that is because they didn't have fences there because of the trees until Casey Kane almost went over the fence, over the barrier into the trees in 2017?
What was another interesting factor why they did that? Do you know what that is?
I'm not 100% sure.
It was because they had wildlife that would come over the wall.
Oh, that's right,
and
the
onto
fox.
track.
The fox
Yeah.
at Pocono ran across the racetrack.
And deer.
Yeah.
They had deer, too.
I remember that.
Yes.
And before they put that big soft wall up down the backstretch, they had that big long runoff where Steve Park went over and over and over. And this racetrack has a hell of a history.
Yes,
And it's not a good history.
No, it doesn't have a good history, and it's not a definitely a driver favorite for a lot of
I mean,
drivers.
it's also not that great of a racetrack in general. I mean, the experience of going to Pocono is cool, but it's not the racetrack that brings you here. It's the idea of being in the Poconos.
Yes.
You're going to the Poconos. Well, while I'm there, I might as well catch the race since it's in town. But this is the cheapest thing you could do in Pocono.
Yeah.
That's
probably so.
That's probably that's the reason I went. That's the reason a lot of people go to the Poconos and go to the Pocono racetrack, is because it's the cheapest thing you can do in the Poconos. Everything else is hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
For years, I mean, the Poconos were known as the round bed and the heart-shaped bed with mirrors on top.
Oh, and the shag rugs.
The shag rugs,
and that shag rug crap on the wall halfway up. Ugh.
Yeah.
The 80s, man. I've seen. I wasn't alive in the 80s, but I've seen stylizations of what was in the 80s, and oh my God, how did you guys live with that?
Yeah, we just did. But hey, if you're ever interested in some of that stuff, if you look online on YouTube and look up abandoned places, you can actually watch some of these videos as they visit some of these abandoned old hotels that were like pleasure spots for the rich and famous that, want to swing a little to the left or right or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you can see some of those videos. And
be careful, though. Don't touch the chains. Don't touch the whip or the chain.
No, I don't think any of that was going on in that. These are pretty much straight up, pleasure seekers.
The guys in the IVRL watch our broadcast back. Somebody next week is going to have Jimmy's Pleasure Palace on the front of their car. Jorge's Pleasure Palace, 2 for 1.
Yeah. Juan Garza driving the number.
Greg Holt driving the number 1 Jorge's Pleasure Palace Toyota tonight. Right behind him is Harvey Abrams in the Trojan machine. Somehow I feel like product placement was put together there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but if you really want to watch those, it's actually very interesting to see some of those places, because they actually there was one they actually just left abandoned with all the stuff inside of it, and it's still there.
Really?
It's crazy. Yes.
That's cool. I'll have to look it up after.
Yep. The mirrors are still on top of the ceiling, and the beds are still heart-shaped, and the hot tubs, all that stuff, they're all still there. So they have not been tagged yet. So, like so many other places throughout the country. So let's go through the starting lineup tonight. You go through the first 10. I'll handle the rest of it.
I'm gonna have you do that because I have to check. I have to check the stream because I just got some reports that there might be something wrong with the stream quality.
All right. So we've got 20 cars tonight here at Pocono. Dalton Tucker, first time tonight. First time in the race. In a race in the IVRL. We did not recognize that name. The number 52 takes the pole tonight here at Pocono. His outside would be Patrick Gaspar. Row 2 is going to be Thomas Carino Jr. and Greg Holt in the 91. Row 3, it's Joseph Causey and Derek Schilling. Harvey Abram and Tom Schuett line up in row 4. Row 5, it's going to be Michael Payne and Juan Mauro Garza, who had a great run last week. Row 6, it's Cody Mckinney and Charles Urick in the 76. Row 7, it's Nicholas Weatherby and Brandon Massey in the 65. Row 8, it's Ryan Clever and Alex Shimborski. There's another name I have not seen before, the 54. I'm sure I just
What did you just say?
Shimborski.
I'm pretty sure that's probably Simkowski. The Z is probably silent, seeing that his team name is Simco Racing.
Okay, Simkowski. He like beer. And Joey McKinney and Ira Colehouse will line up next to each other on row, I guess it's 9, and row 10, it's going to be Nathan Christensen and Bob Carroll. Okay. Another name I haven't seen.
To the people watching on YouTube really quick, there's nothing I can do about that quality issue. That's a YouTube problem. I just checked the Twitch and the Facebook streams, and there is nothing wrong with either of them. So it's 100% a YouTube quality issue that I cannot control, unfortunately.
Okay, well that's just the way it's going to be tonight then. So the pace car pulls off for the first time tonight. Green flag is out. Side by side down to the line. Dalton Tucker takes him across the line for the first time. Patrick Gaspar in his outside, side by side, all the way back in there. He's fanning out 4 wide in some places as they go into turn number 1. The leaders are still side by side as Patrick Gaspar is trying to reel in Dalton Tucker. Tucker pulls out to a 1-2 car length lead, and then it's Gaspar, and that's another 1-2-3 back to Thomas Carino Jr. No, it's not Thomas Carino. That's Greg Holt who's trying to reel in, and then it's Carino trying to reel in the number 91 and Greg Holt. And then behind them, it's just a 2x2 battle.
It is side by side throughout the pack right now. We have so many battles consistently going on right now. It's unbelievable. Man, oh man, we got 3 wide, 4 wide out of the corner back there. Michael Payne in that area, Cody McKinney, Nicholas Weatherby, Charles Yerk, those guys are all side by side there going down the front stretch. We're 2x2 off into turn 1 here.
Yeah, they're trying to find their positions, getting those cars lined up into the right lane they want to run. I think that bottom lane is going to be where you want to be in those turns. That outside lane usually is a little squirrely. You don't want to get up into the marbles like some of these guys are doing. And you definitely want to stay down low in that tunnel turn, because if you're up high, you're going to probably slap that wall coming out of it.
There were years and years and years where these cars didn't want to go through that tunnel turn at all. And now these cars want to dive off into that tunnel turn, and they really stick well. But you have to be able to do it the right way. Otherwise, you end up taking out yourself and the other 3 people around you. We have a car sideways out of turn 3. It was Tom Schuett. Tom Schuett in that red, black, and white machine. He was a little sideways to the outside of Thomas Carino. He's going to keep that position as we move down towards turn 1. We're going to keep an eye on this battle here as the rest of the field is single file other than right here.
Yeah, the rest of the field is trying to separate themselves so they can run single file, so they can kind of gather their wits about everything. And I believe it looks like Greg Holt might, yeah, he's trying to make a move up there, trying to make something happen, but so far it has not worked to his favor. Now he's going to dive to the inside of Patrick Gaspar, so they're side by side going into turn 3, and they'll make their way. And Gaspar,
he's gonna man, oh man, that's one of those moves you see at New Hampshire where you end up pushing the guy up the track and you get really, really close to that wall. You have an extra 1.5 feet, 2 feet at this racetrack compared to the rest of the ovals and tri-ovals we go to down the front stretch up near that wall because of not having the soft wall. So you get that extra room there as you come on down the front stretch where you don't get it down this corner of the track. So if Gaspar would have had the same thing happen to him with Greg Holt out of turn 1, we probably would have seen 2 cars in the wall. But doing it out of turn 3 gives you that extra room as we dive off into the tunnel turn.
Yeah, sometimes that person that outside may be your saving grace. And Thomas Carino just kind of slapped that wall going out of the tunnel turn, but he gathers it back up. He's looking inside. Now he's going to have to look outside of Gaspar, but Gaspar gathers it back up as well, and Gaspar continues to set sail ahead. But here comes Thomas Carino looking underneath, going to try to get around. Gaspar gets a great run going into the turn and will clear. Well, I thought he was going to clear Gaspar. Gaspar is trying to hold on to it, but I think Gaspar is going to have to give up the ghost. And he will, as Carino and Gaspar is now going to lose another position back there to Joseph Causey, it looks like.
That would be Derek Schilling.
Oh, Derek Schilling.
Patrick Gaspar lost the position to Joseph Causey off in a 1, but Juan Mauro Garza to the outside of Derek Schilling. He's going to make that pass. He's going to complete that pass now out through the tunnel, down the backstretch, down the second of the long back stretches. the shorter backstretch off into turn 3. He takes that preferred middle to low line there as he gets that big run. Now down the front stretch, he's going to get all that momentum and all that speed on the outside. I mean, on the inside, sorry. Patrick Gaspar, who complete lap number 6. Thomas Carino Jr. is going to make that pass, stick off into turn 1.
Thomas Carino Jr. having another strong night in that car. He's up every week. He never seems to not surprise us with some of the runs that he's running in that number 7 car. It's one of those guys. He's very consistent. You know, you always can count on him finishing in the top 5 or maybe 6 unless something major happens. But if he finishes the race, it's usually going to be pretty strong.
Yeah, you are correct. We're going to take a look back here through the pack at the number 65, Brandon Massey, in the usual Mountain Dew colors to the inside of the number 15 of Michael Payne. He's going to send it off in there, but Payne's going to shoot the outside. He's going to try to shoot the gap between the 37 and the 76. We're going to be 3 wide down the front stretch. Michael Payne to the inside of Charles Hurick and Tom Schuett. He doesn't have that draft, but he's going to use all that momentum. He might get both of them here. Charles Hurick just got split there. Charles Hurick lost 4 positions off into 1.
This isn't done. They're looking 3 wide off the turn as well, as Hurick's now looking down on the inside of Michael Payne. Michael Payne nearly got into the back of Brandon Massey, and that almost was disaster right there with those 3 guys.
Yeah, if they would have tried to go 3 wide off into the tunnel turn, it would have been the end of the day for all of them. The tunnel turn is hard enough to go through single file, but 2 or 3 wide, that's just asking to be done for the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So most of the field has kind of separated themselves and got their positions locked in for a little bit, trying to settle it down. But then there is this little hornet's nest we have towards the back of the pack, between 10th, 11th, 12th. They're all just trying to, gain an extra position, even though we're only 8 laps into this thing so far.
Being 8 races away from the playoffs, Randy, every point counts to get into the top 10 and get your playoff points. So every single position, I think, for the remainder of the season until we get to the playoffs is going to be fought for like this with these guys. Cody Mckinney is right there. Joey Mckinney is like 2 positions ahead of the playoff bubble. So you're going to see these guys battle for every single position on this racetrack like their lives and their seasons depend on it because their playoff hopes just might.
Yeah, Michael Payne also, him and Hurick have just been bouncing off of each other back there. So they're definitely trying to get their spots lined up.
Yeah, we have some awesome battles around the racetrack. We're taking a look at your leader, Dalton Tucker, who's being reeled in just a little bit by Greg Holt, but not by much. Greg Holt was actually slower than him on the previous lap, but the Joseph Causey and Greg Holt are both there. But I would say our new friend, Juan Garza, continues to impress this week now as he's moving up on the field. He's gained 6 positions since the green flag dropped 10 laps ago, and we're coming up now to 10 to go in stage 1. I'm sorry, 15 to go in stage 1. And these guys are really, really going to start pushing it. These tires are going to start going, so we might see some things happening around this racetrack tonight.
I'm going to suspect we probably will at some point in this race. We will see some shenanigans going around at some point. Well, this Dalton guy is definitely he's definitely surprising a lot of people, I would think, especially those 2 Tito guys behind him.
He is, and those 2 Tito guys are starting to race a little bit more here down the backstretch, the first of 2 back stretches. My dog agreed with you, Randy Pepper. She thinks there's going to be some crazy things happening as well as we head off into the tunnel turn here. You can see Joseph Causey all over the back of Greg Holt. We've seen these guys be very nice to each other through the first couple stages of a race. They get really racy near the end of the race. But we're going to take a look right now at Harvey Abrams, Derek Schilling. That battle is getting pretty cool back here. Those dude wipes. That number 87 of Derek Schilling. He's got the 86 of Patrick Gaspar on the outside. And that dude wipes machine has a new look on it this week, Randy Pepper.
Oh, he got a little looser as well. At least Hurick did down underneath him, I believe that was. Still
I
watching.
think you're right.
what is going on? These guys are really, I mean, Thomas Carino, who was up front, now is falling back. Now he's trying to make his move back up, and his car is squirrely as well, as that 87 is on his back bumper.
Well, Pocono has a history of being a very, very loose racetrack. It's not a good surface. The surface needs to be either repaved, repoured, resurfaced. It needs something. Pocono has been a killer for the last 4 or 5 years to the racing because of the surface.
You know what would really spice this track up?
Make it a road course?
No. I think if you put dirt in turn 3 and 4.
What turn 4?
Well, actually, turn 3, I guess. Just turn 3. Put it in turn 3, you know, and just have that all dirt.
Oh, and the caution is out! Joey Mckinney is around! Joey Mckinney lost it on the exit of turn 3. Maybe down the middle of the front stretch, but there was some serious damage to the front end of that number 18 Broughton Kennels number Chevy Camaro. Take a look and see what happened here on the exit of turn 3. He was racing with Ryan Cliver. Ryan came up, Ryan hit the wall and got Joey. Joey was an innocent bystander and all that. We'll take another ride on board with Joey Mckinney here. You can see what happened. This is coming down the front stretch, and yeah, Ryan Cliver just got loose on the exit of the corner, and that was the end of it. He tried to chase it down the front stretch, and a big incident for Joey McKinney. We'll look at it from the Ira Kohlhaas point of view, and yeah, it's just one of those incidents.
I think we were talking about the McKinney, how that name seems to attract mischief.
Yeah, Joey needs a good race.
Nothing to do with it. Yeah.
Joey has needed a good race since the 3rd race of the season. He's just had the most terrible luck. Him and Cody have both just had terrible luck. We talked about on the podcast with both of them this season. It's just a shame. We came into this season thinking that they're both going to be championship contenders, and unfortunately, it just doesn't look like at the moment they have the form to be able to do that. But anything can happen in those last 10 races. Yeah,
they're the guys we were talking about. They're going to have to win a race probably more than likely to advance.
I would agree. So, Randy, my question to you, do you pit or not? 12 laps left in stage 1.
You know what? I've been thinking about that the whole time. Funny you said that. I'm like thinking, you know, some of these guys are getting a little loose. I think I would say if you're, you know, running maybe 15th on back, yeah, I would go ahead and pit. Why not? You might gain something. The other guys up front, you know, Holt, Causey, Tucker.
And the 52, he's going to come down. Holt's going to follow. Dalton Tucker's going to bring the field in. I think he's going to get everybody to follow him. Tom Schuett stays out. Tom Schuett will lead a lap. He is the lone survivor on the racetrack. Everyone else is down pit lane.
I'm sure it really didn't have anything to lose, so why not?
Well.
That's points you need, so why not?
Someone missed their stall.
Causey.
Joseph Causey missed his stall. That was a fuel-only pit stop for the 52.
That's kind of surprising. I would think he would have got maybe outside tires or, you know.
It looks like everybody else behind him got 4. So that might have been a rough choice. We're looking at Patrick Gaspar. He is sat still in his pit stall for 24 seconds. So he must have had some damage on that machine. Brandon Massey.
We knew he had some damage because he felt like a rock.
Brandon Massey has sat in his pit stall for 40 seconds here. Coming on 50 seconds. He's now exiting his stall. We'll see if he has some damage. Let's take a look as he goes by the exit camera here. It does look like he has some left front damage. So Brandon Massey involved in something here early on, and it has caused some damage to the left front.
That could have been somewhere like when him and Michael Payne and all those guys were running in that little nest of cars. Something might have happened during that.
Well, we'll keep an eye on him, see how he fares through the remainder of this race. But we are 14 laps in here to stage 1. You're not going to miss a single thing. It's I almost said NASCAR, as the IVRL goes side by side here on the Ghostfire Media Network.
All right, I'm ready for the guitar ad. Can we be serious? Are you tired of being a loser? Can't do anything right? Feel like everyone's coming down on you all the time? Well, there's a way out. And I'm going to show you. Hey Mom, look what I learned. That's right. Pick up a guitar, learn how to play guitar. Automatically you're going to become a chick magnet. The ladies are going to love you. Your kids are going to think you're cool. So what you need to do is come down here to the Guitar Addict, 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida, or go to guitaraddict.com and buy yourself a guitar and automatically be the star of your neighborhood. That's guitaraddict.com. We are back here at Pocono Raceway, the IVRL Buttkicker Series race. 8 races remain to see who goes on to the chase. And we've got a lot of guys back here already racing for points. They're already thinking about that.
It seems like Tom Schuett definitely was thinking about points when he stayed out here. I mean, you get the point for leading a lap. Then he has a chance to get a really good stage finish. I mean, not everybody behind him took tires. So a lot of the guys in the top 10 right now took 2 tires. So you've got a lot of guys behind you who aren't nearly as fast as who was up here a minute ago. All of a sudden, it's all changed.
Yeah.
And Joseph Causey went into the pits, missed his stall. So we're going to keep an eye on him. Can you make it to the end of stage 1 without pitting? I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. These cars should be able to make 25 laps, but anything is possible as the pace car exits turn, turns 3, heads down the pit straight. Tom Schuett gets given control, and we are green flag racing here at Pocono.
Field makes her way across the stripe to complete lap 16. Tom Schuett runs his car to the top of the track. We're going to watch him dive down to the bottom. The rest of the field kind of following in 2 by 2. Joseph Causey, who did not get tires as well, will follow behind him. Oh, Dalton gets a little loose. He's going to be the meat in the middle here.
Oh, Ryan Cliver is down the track behind them. He's over the bumps. Ryan Cliver. Holy schmoly, Randy. I'm sorry. Ryan Cliver just went on it looked like it was in the dryer right there.
In the dryer?
In the dryer! He was jumping up and down! I haven't seen someone go for almost, it's like he's on like a pogo stick down the backstretch. Man, oh man, his back's gonna hurt after this one.
Oh yes, and as you spoke about that, Joseph Causey jumped out to the lead. Joseph Causey leads the field now, with 2 cars right behind him as they go down into turn number 1. Here they go. Joseph Causey leads by 1 car length over Tom Schuett. And then underneath that car, he's got a battle for that second position. Joseph Causey leads, but right underneath him, that's Thomas Carino, but Carino will have to back off, and Carino now has got a battle. Ooh, golly, these guys are running so close up here.
Yeah, every point is key for a lot of those guys in the top 5, top 5 or 10 right now. Michael Payne way up the track. Up towards the... Oh, Tom Schuett's on the track. Michael Payne's around. Brandon Massey, Ira Koolhaas. We've got multiple cars involved here. 1 cars is involved. Oh man, we've got some serious contenders with serious damage. Dalton Tucker was involved, but I think the net code might have saved Dalton Tucker. I think he got away from that without any damage. Oh man, we're going to go back and see what happened here. But we have, the big one has struck here at Pocono, just 18 laps in.
Stage 1, didn't expect that.
Man, oh man. Let's take a look here. We'll take a look at Ira Kohlhaas to see what happened to Ira. It starts up in front of him, but Ira just gets pounded by Juan Garza and into the inside retaining wall up on top of the water barrels. This cleanup's going to take forever. It starts up here with Juan Garza. I believe Garza got in there. He got pinched a little. Got pinched up. Schuett pinched the 15 up to the wall. Schuett came back down off the wall. And that's when Juan Garza got turned into the inside retaining wall. And man, oh man, we'll take a look. We'll go on board Patrick Gaspar here, as I believe he might have gotten through it.
There was a wreck behind them as well that had started right at the same time, too.
Yeah, so we'll see Gaspar. Gaspar has this free and clear view, and he just sees the carnage, the absolute carnage in front of him as both of those cars for Brandon Massey for Bohica Esports involved here. We'll go on board Brandon Massey one time here, see what happens to him. We're exiting 4. He's going to be the meat in the middle of the sandwich in a second. Michael Payne to the wall, and then that Brandon Massey almost got by it, and then Juan Garza caught him, and that put him into the outside wall twice, 3 times, 4 times. Might have a broken right front. That could cause that. Man, oh man. That is just a shame. So many good cars involved in the big one here very early on in stage 1.
I'm just hoping Tucker actually had a little net code and he's all right out there. Because,
well, looking at Dalton Tucker, there's no damage on that race car.
Lucky dog he is.
You know how they say a tornado can pick itself up and it can hit one house, go around another house, hit the house next to it. Well, that's just what happened to Dalton Tucker. Netcode saved him. He has Netcode on his side. The iRacing gods are on his side tonight, so he is the man to watch and see what happens. We're going to go back and watch this one more time, though, from the Tom Schuett machine. See if he might get pinched up a little bit here. That's a bad camera angle. Hold on. All right, so Tom was battling for second. He gets a little loose. He got hit from behind. So Tom Schuett got hit from behind. We're gonna take a look here on board Greg Holt. See who might have hit Tom Schuett. He's too far back in the pack. Let's try Harvey. Okay. Tom got pinched by Juan Garza. So Tom got pinched by Juan Garza. I wonder if Tom pinched Juan Garza. Let's take a look. I don't know. I don't know if I'd call that a pinch. I don't know if Garza was technically... Garza wasn't in ownership of the racing line there. So, I don't know. That's just a racing ordeal. I'm not going to place blame on anybody. But, I don't know. That was
one of those.
That's one of those racing
incidents. Yeah, that was like 2 men in or 1 man leave.
Yeah. It depends on who's your favorite driver in the field. That's who caused the problem is the other driver.
Absolutely, that's always the way it is.
So if you're a fan of the 37, well then the 32 drove into the corner too far. If you're a fan of the 32, then the 37 drove into the corner drove down too far. And if you're a fan of the 15, you just got screwed. So you don't really care. You're angry at everybody.
Or if you're one of those other people, just a fan of the other guy, I don't really care what happened to those guys.
As long as it didn't involve my driver, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're a fan of Thomas Carino, you love this. He's got fresh tires.
Yeah. And we have 20 laps down, only 5 laps till this thing is settled.
Yeah, 5 laps to stage 1. Thomas Carino, Harvey Abrams, Nicholas Weatherby all have fresh tires right behind Joseph Causey. Here's a moment for Joseph Causey. Let's see what happens here. If he can, hold them off with those older tires here.
Joseph Causey, that's, we say, it's just Joseph Causey. He doesn't have tires. These guys do.
Well, no, I mean, he hates Pocono, so of course he's in front. He told us last week I hate Pocono. Guess who drove his way up to 3rd? Joseph Causey. And now guess who's in the lead with old tires? Joseph Causey. I don't want, like I told him, he's a liar. I don't want to hear it.
He's a liar, a cheat, and a snitch. I don't care. We're going back to green flag, and Joseph Causey pulls away by 1/2 a car length over Thomas Carino. Carino with those new tires is going to try to hang on that outside groove and try to make his way around him as they make their way into turn number 1, side by side, and they're making it 3 wide behind them. But Thomas Carino Jr. on the outside of Causey, and here comes that 79 Harvey Abrams thinking about making it 3 wide. Oh, they touch and whoa!
Oh, they're 3 wide down the first backstretch here. We got mayhem behind everybody. I mean, these guys are going insane off into the tunnel turn. There isn't a single piece of this racetrack that isn't double file. Joseph Causey he's going to get split. Causey's going backwards. Carino to the lead. Weatherby to second. Harvey Abrams to third. Here we go off into turn 3. Weatherby wants the lead. Harvey Abrams wants to lead. Look at Greg Holtz in fourth with new tires. Man, oh man, 4 laps to go on the stage. Weatherby comes up out of the corner. We almost had an incident there. Harvey Abrams is going to use that draft down the front stretch.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Greg Holt to the inside.
Yeah, Greg Holt looks down to the inside, making it 3 wide. At least thought about it as he went underneath that number 23 of Nicholas Weatherby. Weatherby will have to drift up. Holt will get around him, but Holt wants to go up there and get some more points. But Thomas Carino Jr. trying to hold off that number 79 of Harvey Abrams. The Dude Wife's car wants to get up there and get around Thomas Carino Jr. so he can get some points for the stage win. But he's going to have to reel him in as Carino now is pulling away by 1, 2, 3 car lengths. But the man on the move, I believe, is that number 91 of Greg Holt.
Oh, yeah, Greg Holt is coming.
Him in.
He's coming.
Yeah, he is. He's coming.
But Harvey Abrams wants this. He wants this bad. He needs a good finish. He needs a good points day. Big draft down the front stretch. Off into turn 1. Harvey Abrams going to try to make it stick. Will he make it the move? He will not. He's going to think better of it. Know that he can't come out of that corner side by side like that or go into the middle of the corner side by side. And he might lose a position now to Greg Holt.
Greg Holt dove in there as Harvey Abrams overdrove that turn trying to get that lead away from Thomas Carino. And that allowed the door to open wide for Greg Holt. Greg Holt got around Harvey Abrams, and he'll pull away by 1, 2, 3 car lengths over him. And now he's setting his sights on that number 7 of Thomas Carino Jr. Trying to steal one away from Carino Jr., who is only 2 laps away from winning the first stage.
Yeah, 2 laps at Pocono, though, Randy. That's 2 minutes. That is an eternity around a racetrack. It's almost 4 miles.
5. It's almost 5.
Is it? Oh, it is almost 5 miles. Randy, I don't even walk 5 miles. We're white flag on stage number 1. This is going to be a heck of a finish. Through the first turn, we got a 4-way battle for the stage win. Weatherby to the inside of Abrams. He tried to make the move. He won't make the move. We're going to go off into the tunnel turn now. You see the drivers coming one by one by one by one under a blanket there. You got battles behind them. But a heck of a battle right now between 3rd and 4th place. Harvey Abrams, Weatherby to the inside down the short chute.
Harvey Abrams is trying to hold him off as Greg Holt has caught the number 7 as well. Here they come back to the line. The complete lap 24.
Oh, it's going to be a drag race. It's going to be a drag race. Who got it?
Thomas Carino.
Carino got it. Carino gets stage number 1.
Wow.
Wow.
A great finish. You know, that was a great finish for just a stage win. I mean, they were definitely running for the points there for sure.
Wow. Let's watch that again. Let's watch that coming out of turn 3 again here. This is the caution, isn't it? Yeah, this is the caution. I'm a dummy.
Carino was actually praising, he was happy that the caution came out because he knows one more lap Greg Holt was going to get around him.
So this was the move right here. Yeah, that was and not even another. If the front straightaway was, if the start finish line was where it is at Talladega, Greg Holt would have won the stage.
No doubt.
He had he had Big Mo on his side there.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
But here is your stage 1 results. Thomas Carino is your winner. Greg Holt comes home second. Harvey Abrams in third. Nicholas Weatherby in fourth. Ryan Cliver, a much-needed good stage finish for Ryan Cliver, up to fifth. Joseph Causey fell all the way back to sixth. Derek Schilling up to seventh. Cody McKinney in eighth. Hold on, I don't know his first name. Alex. Hold on. I'm gonna think about it. I think it's Simkowski. Alex Simkowski in 9th in the number 54, and Charles Urich in 10th in the number 76. That is your Stage 1 results. We'll be back after this short commercial break to watch the caution, the pit stops here under the caution, the third caution of the night, end of Stage 1 here at Pocono. You are watching the IVRL here on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Are you tired of being a loser? Can't do anything right? Feel like everyone's coming down on you all the time? Well, there's a way out. And I'm going to show you. Hey Mom, look what I learned. That's right. Pick up a guitar, learn how to play guitar. Automatically you're going to become a chick magnet. The ladies are going to love you. Your kids are going to think you're cool. So what you need to do is come down here to the Guitar Addict, 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida, or go on guitaraddict.com and buy yourself a guitar and automatically be the star of your neighborhood. That's guitaraddict.com. Back here at Pocono Raceway, the Ghostfire Media Network is on the air in the IVRL Buttkicker Series. Caution is underway between the stages, and the leaders are on pit road once again as our leader, Thomas Carino Jr., brings them down to their pit stalls to get some service on these cars. Is anyone going to...
Oh, Carino missed his pit. He had to back up. Carino's going to lose spots here on pit road.
Wow.
Gaspar had to back up. Oh, man, oh, man.
I can't believe that. We've seen more mischief in this...
It's like watching me try to pit.
I wouldn't take it that far. But
hey, you guys made fun of me for like a week because I missed my stall.
2 weeks.
It was, you know what's actually worse?
What's that?
I missed my stall 3 weeks in a row.
How do you go about missing your stall 3 weeks in a row?
I ran 3 brand new paint schemes 3 weeks in a row. And unlike a normal human being, I changed my pit sign for every...
Yeah, you can't do that. That was my next tip to everybody. If you ever do decide to paint your own cars, always paint your pit stall sign the same color. The brighter, the better.
Well, now my pit sign is a bright yellow, and it says Waste Management on it, and it has my number. And if I miss it, I'm gonna park the car because I can't miss the thing. I just can't miss it. The day they allow me to design my a war wagon, I'll be happy.
So you design all your paint schemes for your car, don't you?
All my paint schemes for all the cars that I drive in all of the series now, yes.
Hey, Thomas Carino Jr. just dived back on pit road.
There's a good chance he got a penalty for speeding. It looked like he was possibly speeding in Section 1 on pit road, and him having to pit again kind of confirms that for me.
Okay.
But yes, all of my paint schemes that you'll see me running starting this week, actually, on the Sunday night series. In the Cup Series, you'll start seeing me run as well. You'll see me make my debut this Sunday.
Your Cup Series debut?
My Cup Series debut.
How did they promote you to Cup?
Because they like me? I don't know.
I guess if I'm in there, I guess you can be in there.
Hell, I'll probably still finish ahead of you every week.
That's exactly. Well, Cup you definitely will be, because I won't be running it.
Oh, you don't run Cup anymore?
No, I will run Cup every now and then, but probably not much. I'm about done with running Cup on Sunday nights.
Are you going back to TNT?
That depends on whether me and Larry, who draws rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, that's right. You guys have to broadcast together.
Yeah, we have to broadcast together. He wants to run, and I want to run. And
Just throw Adam Wood in the booth.
Yeah, I mean, we still have Adam. So one of us is going to be up there with Adam. So
the other's going to be the in-race reporter.
Yep, and absolutely. You know, folks. So if you want to find out who's going to win that battle, tune in on Friday night, the Ghost Fire Media podcast. We're going to do live on the air, rock, paper, scissors, for who's going to get to run in the TNT division. Is it going to be me or Larry Patrick?
As we exit turn 3 to start stage 2, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to crank it up here on the Ghost Fire Media Network.
Greg Holt leads here at Pocono Raceway as we've just cranked it up. Lap 30 is in the books. And Greg Holt now dives to the outside. I'm not really sure. He must have missed the turn because Joseph Causey has dived underneath him and taken away the
Oh, man, the teammates close together there on a turn 2.
They were. They're still, I don't think they're done with each other as Greg Holt still looking the inside. But I'm not so sure Greg Holt's car is handling quite as good as it was earlier because Causey made that look pretty easy to get around him.
Ryan Cliver and Dalton Tucker just got together going off into the tunnel turn. Cliver closed the door on Tucker, who was clearly there on the outside. That could have been a big, big problem going off into turn 3 there, but thankfully for them, everybody gets through it. Ryan Cliver's going to lose another position to Cody Mckinney here on the outside, as now Dalton Tucker back into the top 6 here down the front stretch.
Dalton Tucker, who started on the pole, is trying to make his way back up to the front of the field. And he's got 3 cars right in front of him. He's got Charles Bjork there, as well as Schilling and a host of others. He's also got that number 79. Well, that is Harvey Abrams. And whoa!
Oh, 3 wide out of the tunnel down the short chute into turn 3. Holy moly! Dalton Tucker wants these spots, and these guys are fighting for 4th here.
I didn't think they were going to make that work.
That doesn't work. That usually doesn't work out of the tunnel. Dalton Tucker and Yarrick, they're side by side. They're so close out of 3. Down the long pole. Man, oh man, down the long straightaway out towards turn 1.
Folks, if you just tuned in, this is actually one of the best Pocono races we've seen in a while. It may not be for the lead, but in the back of the pack, these guys are just bouncing off of each other left and right each lap. As now they're getting 3 wide again back there with that 11. Ryan Cliver was trying to get underneath the 14 of Cody Mckinney, but Mckinney was looking to try to get around the 54 as that was all getting ready to go down. Now they've separated themselves, thank God.
Yeah, through the tunnel up here, the battle for 4th rages on. Down the short straightaway, down into turn 3. We're going to see these guys continue to battle here. Through turn 3, it's all over the back bumper. These guys, man, oh man, here they come out of 3 down the front straightaway. You could throw a blanket over the top 5. Randy, you know what, roll of the dice right now. That's who's going to win this stage, and that's who's going to win this race at the moment.
Absolutely. And we're seeing some guys have some really good racing tonight. Derek Schilling is having a really good run tonight as he's very, very strong in that 87. But he's got, Charles Urick is all over him.
To the outside now.
And look, now he's getting past on the outside with the newcomer.
Yeah,
Tucker.
Dalton Tucker used that draft to his advantage going down towards the tunnel, and he's going to look to the inside of the 87. And Charles Urick is going to go with Dalton Tucker. They're going towards the front. Oh, Dalton Tucker left him. He abandoned him, but down into 3. Urick's going to send it off in there. They're going to be side by side. Urick got tight. Tucker got tight out of 3. Holy schmoly down the front stretch.
Just like that. Now, Tucker has Schilling on his back bumper, pushing him down into turn number 1. I'm not so sure. If
Greg Holt and Joseph Causey just went at it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not done with this whole thing.
Oh my goodness!
34 laps into this thing.
There's still 16 laps left in stage 2 and 66 laps left in the race.
Yeah, they're running like it's the last lap of the race. Man, if they continue like this, I'm not so sure I'm going to be the only one calling the race.
Oh, no! Tucker got loose down the long straightaway and down into 3. He might lose a spot to Urick now. No, he covers him off well.
Holt, I think he ran in the back of Greg Holt.
He might have. He covered him off great. And man, oh man, Tucker's got to run down the front stretch. He's all over the back bumper of Greg Holt. They cross under the camera now into turns 1 and 2. This is going to be a heck of a battle here for second.
Yeah, for second, he's right there behind him. He's only 1 car length back behind Greg Holt. He looks to the inside. He comes along the outside. They're going to be side by side going down in the tunnel turn. If they're not careful, here they are, side by side.
We've seen plenty of drivers, Randy, in our time have ended their race going side by side into the tunnel. Dalton Tucker to second, and he wants more. Charles Urick wants more. Derek Schilling wants more. Harvey Abrams is up here. Look at that. The 54 of Alex Simkowski. He's up here. This has turned into a 6-way battle.
Yeah, the only one that's like breathing a little bit is Joseph Causey, as he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car lengths ahead, but not for long, because here comes Tucker. Tucker is right behind him, and he's bringing everyone else with him.
The entire pack has all of a sudden closed up. The draft at Pocono with these cars is so important. If you can stay in it, you're going to be in this race. And man, oh man, oh man, Joseph Causey has a friend. He's got not a friend, he's got a visitor down the straightaway, off into the tunnel. We're going to be side by side, I think, going into 3 here. Tucker's loose! Tucker's loose! Urick's going to get to the inside.
Yep, and that was what I was going to say. Tucker's now going to have a friend of his own, as Urick is going to try to take that position away from, just as he was sniffing the back end of that 88 car. He's going to lose it once again and have to do the whole thing again.
Man, oh man, he had all that in big. He had the big mow from that awesome run down the front stretch, and I've got a dog attacking my sweater. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Through 1 and 2. Down the long straightaway here towards the tunnel turn. He's going to use that draft to try to catch him again, and Tucker is coming, Randy.
Tucker is coming, but he's got to worry about Urick catching him once again, and maybe Greg Holt, because Greg Holt now is setting sail on the back bumper of Urick. If both those cars actually catch Tucker, that's going to blow his momentum once again. But this time he may have the momentum as Causey drifts high. Here comes Tucker looking to the inside as they come off the turn. Down to the back, down to the front stretch they go. And look at Tucker just following every single line that Causey makes. He's drafting, just reeling him in.
Yeah, Causey is pulling that typical leader at Pocono thing. You try to break the draft. They've learned it from all their years of watching NASCAR, and the NASCAR boys learned it from the Indy cars at Indianapolis. You break that draft, you go across the racetrack at Pocono. The draft is so huge in these cars. These Gen 6 cars are so aero dependent that if you have the draft, you will be in that you will be in his tire tracks with that slipstream. It doesn't matter if you're within a second of the guy in front of you, you have an amazing draft. It's like having DRS without having DRS. And man, oh man, Tucker is going to take the lead from Causey if Causey isn't careful.
Causey's going to really have to mind his P's and Q's, that's for sure. Otherwise, that Tucker car is going to take that away from him. And he's going to drink every bit of the wine that he drops, that's for sure.
That he is, as we go off into 1. This could be the time, Randy. He's got a big run on the exit of 1, big run down the long straightaway.
This is where it's happened for him time after time.
Can he get him in the tunnel?
Dalton has been very tough in this very particular spot, but Causey.
He gets a good entrance, a better exit. He's going to be there. Big draft. He's right up his back bumper. Off into 3 now. This is going to get good down the front stretch.
Down the stretch they come. It's still Causey. Causey's got the better line coming off the turn, and he's going to lead them all the way down the front stretch here at Pocono Raceway in the IVRL Buttkicker Series. And they go into turn number 1. They are still 1, 2, 3. It's Causey, Tucker, and Yerk.
You know who's really impressing me is Charles Yerk. He has stayed with these guys. He has gained on them. He has shown he is super strong tonight. He could be a factor later on in this race.
And he wasn't so sure he would run that well in this track. He said he liked it. It was all right, but it wasn't positive he'd run great. I said, man, good luck.
Oh, he's making the move into 3. Causey did the perfect time. He did the perfect thing, though. He went into 3 a little bit high, came down, closed off the line, and Tucker gets loose on the exit of 3 because of that dirty air in front of him coming off that spoiler, the turbulent air on the front nose, the 52. Hit him in the front quarter panel, and that was the end of it. It almost sent him around as they go down into 1.
Around 1, Tucker goes a little high this time. He'll dive down low. Maybe he'll get a run coming off, and he'll tuck in behind the number 88. So the 88, but here comes Tucker. He's running him hard. He's gaining just enough to close in, but not enough to actually make anything happen with 41 laps in the books. As they go down the back straightaway into turn number 3, Dalton's got a good run going into the turn. He'll have to back out of it as he drifts high. Now he'll look down low as they come off the turn. Causey is just still, he's got the clean air, so he's kind of dictating the way this race is going to be run.
Yeah, he's got that small advantage of the clean air. That's the thing about these cars. I said it a couple times already in the broadcast, but these cars are so aero-dependent that the second you're in the draft, Tucker will stay with him the entire run because of the draft. But when you pull out of the draft, you need to be able to make that power move. And in the second you pull out of the draft, it's like somebody parks a Mack truck on the front of your car. It gets heavy. It doesn't want to turn. It slows down. It's like you turn the engine brake on. It's crazy the second you get out from behind someone.
Yeah, you see it. You'll get like a half a car length behind that car, and it's like a wall. They hit that, and that's as far as they want to go.
Yeah, the way that these cars are designed, the air flows over them so well, but it drops right behind that spoiler. And the way the under air flows on these cars, it flows through the wheel wells, and then it comes out the center of the back of the car, and it comes straight up, and it acts like a barrier. It's unbelievable. The way that the physics and the aerodynamics on these cars are, that they're so good in the draft, and that's why you'll be able to pull up on somebody. But when you pull out in front of someone, all of a sudden the front of that car, he's got the move! Down the long straightaway, Tucker takes the lead here! Off into the tunnel, will Causey be able to battle back? Tucker comes up in front of him, off into the tunnel. He will not have anything for I almost wanted to call him Darcy. Dalton Tucker. Through turn 2, now down the straightaway. Tucker pulling away, but Causey has the draft now.
Cat and mouse thing going to happen now. Dalton Tucker sat there and tried to get around him. Finally made his way around Causey, but now Causey has to try to figure out how to get around the Tucker car.
Well, Kazi has the advantage of being in a Toyota. And the reason I say that is because the front end of the Toyotas are so much more round than the front ends of the Camaro. The Camaro is just like a big square box in the front. There's little round corners on the ends, but that's about it. There's no curvature to the front end. It's pretty much a big flat square area. So the air pounds the front end of the 50. I almost call him the 24 because of the paint scheme. I apologize. The 52 when he pulls out, but when Kazi pulls out, it's so streamlined and aerodynamic that the Camrys don't get bogged down nearly as much as the Camaros do, and the Mustangs as well. The Mustangs get bogged down because of the it's not so much of a round front nose, but those Camrys are so round. And the Camaros are like triangular. It flows better off the front end of the Camrys, which is why you'll see if Kazi can get a good run, he'll be able to pull out and it won't hurt him as much.
You want to tell that to Kyle Larson?
Kyle Larson said, watch the difference here. See, it took him one try to get to the inside. And now the 88 of Joseph Kazi will take the lead going off into one. And unless Tucker can get a good run on the exit.
Yeah, I see this. Yep, you're exactly right. He was able to get around him. Tucker did lead a lap, but that's it. But it may not be over here. We're lap 45. We got to get to lap 50 to complete stage 2. Although Tucker's just, he's out here. He's not really running. Unless he wins this race, it really doesn't matter. His points, he's nowhere in the points.
Yeah, I don't know even if he won, if he would be technically in. I'd have to get with Cody to see what happens with that. But I think even if he won, he might not be in because he joined so late. We'd have to find out if they're giving him like one of those Kyle Busch things. You get to a certain point in the points and you're allowed to get in even if you win races. So we'll see how that works. But
yeah, I mean, well, maybe if he won this race and then ran the rest of the season, I don't know. Yeah, it would technically be a Kyle Busch thing.
So, Randy, we have some people in the comments who are questioning the validity of the difference in the front noses of these cars. Because they're all stock cars, they're saying they're all the same cars. They're not. All three of these cars from the Gen 6 were designed by the manufacturers. To a specification by NASCAR, not like the Generation 7 cars, but the Gen 6 cars are all different. The Camry's different than the Chevy, and the Chevy is different than the Mustang. They're all different than each other. They all look different. They all act differently in the air.
And the next gen, they're definitely different.
That's going to be a totally different ball game. I can already tell you by looking at those cars that the Camry again is going to have an advantage out in that clean air, or when he pulls out of the draft on those new cars because of how rounded the front end is.
Yep, absolutely. These guys are not giving up. Tucker's just all over the back bumper of that number 88. Kazi can't sleep right now. There's no way. He can't even rest.
Oh, no.
Because
he's got someone all over him. And here comes Tucker. Now, if Tucker pulls out, he's not going to do this time through the tunnel. We're going to see what happens. Sorry, this is turn 3. This is not the tunnel.
Yeah.
Through turn 3, down the front stretch, he's going to go up to the outside. And you see how far he fell off? Yes, that's because of the different lines, but it's also the difference in where that air hits the car. So it does play a big factor as we get 2 to go here in stage 2.
He's trying to set himself up a little different, and Kazi sees he's doing that.
Oh, he drives it off into 1. That's a good drive in. If he can get a good drive off, if he can get a better drive off than Kazi, he'll have something for him down the long straightaway into the tunnel. And he gets a good drive off, but he's just not close enough to make that move.
Nope, he's just not closing at all now. Kazi's dictating the race, and he's winning the race. Lap 48. Oh, this time he gets
there
a
it is.
run coming off that tunnel turn. Is it going to stick as he goes into turn number 3?
He's setting them up for the straightaway. He wants the long pond straightaway move.
He's going to try.
Here he comes down the straightaway. White flag in the air for stage 2. I think he's going to try to make the move off into 1. If he doesn't, it's going to be into the tunnel. He's made all of his passes tonight into the tunnel. So into one, he stays behind him. He's going to try to get a better entrance and maybe a better exit. He's there. He's got the draft down the... Oh, man, up towards the wall, but he saved it. Down the straightaway. I don't know if he's close enough to make that move to the inside yet. Into the tunnel turn.
He's going to try.
The lap car is going to help Causey. Causey's going to be able to use that car as a pick if he didn't get it. Oh, actually, Tucker used it as a pick. Tucker used it as a pick. Causey had to get out of the throttle, and Tucker tries to use it as a pick. He's going to be to the corner panel in 3. He's got the side draft. Here he comes. It's going to be a drag race. I don't know who's going to get it. Who's going to get it? Tucker gets it out of turn 3. Oh, my goodness.
We've had 2 tremendous finishes to these stages. The first stage, the one with Greg Holt, and this time we have Tucker, who didn't have a great run in the first stage. This stage, he comes back and wins.
Why can't Pocono be this awesome in real life?
Because the drivers suck. No,
Let's watch this one more time. I have to go back so I can clip it for later anyhow. Look at this. Look at that. That's got to be hundredths of a second. So you know how I was talking about the triangular versus the circular on the Camry?
0.28.
The triangular advantage of the front end of of the Camaro was what won him the stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Having this front end that sticks out a little bit more than the Camry is what won him the stage. Man, oh man, Randy, I told you the racing was going to be exciting because every point matters. But Causey's out here just racing to race because he's locked in. He's racing to win. And man, him and Dalton Tucker just put on a show.
Yeah, absolutely. And just think, if Tucker did not have the net code issue, what if that car had actually hit him?
Oh, it would have been all over.
It would have been done with. We wouldn't even be talking about Dalton Tucker. All we'd be talking about is Joseph Causey just dominating this race.
Like I said, the iRacing gods on his side.
Yes.
So let's go through the Stage 2 results really quick before we see caution pit stops here into the 4th caution of the night. Stage 2, completely caution-free. 25 laps under green. Congratulations to the boys. I think it's only the 3rd time this season we've had a caution-free stage. Dalton Tucker.
Martinsville, that was all caution-free, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, wait, no.
No,
that's right.
Dalton Tucker wins Stage 2. Joseph Causey comes home 2nd. Charles Urick in 3rd. Cody McKinney in 4th. Thomas Carino in 5th. Greg Holt in 6th. Ryan Cliver in 7th. Nicholas Weatherby in 8th. Derek Schilling in 9th. And I can't remember his first name for some reason. Alex, I keep forgetting how to say his name. Simkowski comes home in 10th in Stage 2. See if we can get a little bit of information on Dalton Tucker. He's from Warner Robins. Dalton looks like he's a older gentleman. Looks like he's probably about 20 years younger than you still, though. So
thanks. I appreciate that.
It's okay, Randy. I look like I'm 20 years older than you.
That's true. You can be my dad.
If you could only see through my screen right now. 2-finger salute for you, Randy.
Yeah, I've got that. I figured that. So, Warner Robins, Georgia. Now, what famous wrestler is from Warner Robins?
I don't know.
Come on. You're a history fact.
I have no freaking idea on that one.
I'll give you one clue. His famous line was, "Damn."
Oh, Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons, number 55 for the Florida State Seminoles. That's who it was. Yes, Ron Simmons. Damn. Damn, that Dalton Tucker. Making us proud in Warner Robins, Georgia. Actually, that's not far from where AJ Styles is from as well. All this interesting wrestling trivia I have. I should start a wrestling podcast. So drivers are talking under caution, getting things sorted out. We
So-
will go 50 laps.
Here's a fun fact.
What you got?
Why is Pocono Raceway a triangle?
A triangle?
Mm-hmm.
I think the owner's daughter used to play triangle in elementary school.
So that's a good suggestion, but that's not the answer.
Okay, what is the answer?
What is
then?
America's favorite food?
America's favorite food?
It's Italian.
Stromboli?
It's triangular, and it's Italian.
Is it spaghetti?
It's on bread.
Golly.
It's pizza.
Wait,
It's pizza.
pizza?
Pizza. Congratulations,
That's
you've won $1 million. Anyway,
I knew that was too easy. Come on.
Pocono was actually created after a slice of pizza. Because the owner of the track loved pizza so much, and he said, well, everybody loves pizza, so why not have a pizza-style racetrack? Because everybody says that all racetracks are cookie-cutter racetracks. They're all circular. They all look the same. Pocono, you have to go buy that triangle one. You know, the one that you go to the store and you want to make cookies, and you're like, I want to make weird-shaped cookies today. I'm going to make yellow triangles. You go to the store, you're like, yeah, no, those are all circular. That's ovular. Those are all square. Oh, there we go. There's the one triangle, and it costs $42. That's what they did at Pocono. They wanted a triangular racetrack because everybody loves pizza.
Wow. Unbelievable. That's the reason it's shaped that way, huh?
And you know why it only has 3 turns?
Because pizza only has...
Well, no. Pizza has nothing to do with it.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
It was built in honor of the driver of the number 3.
Really?
He won there twice, but it was built in honor of Dale Earnhardt. So not only was it built because of a slice of pizza, they only gave it 3 turns because of Dale Earnhardt.
Wow. Talk about favoritism. I want to know, why did they put the tunnel turn right there at the worst possible place?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. But here's another one. Do you know what Pocono's original nickname was going to be?
No, I do not know.
Okay, so the tricky triangle comes right off your tongue, right? It works perfectly.
Right.
How about the
Yep.
difficult square?
No, not at all.
That was the name of the track.
All right, well, I don't know who came up with that
Oh,
idea, but it was really stupid.
Also, here's a joke from Pocono themselves. The reason
right.
Pocono doesn't have a turn 4 is because just like everything else in Pennsylvania, turn 4 is under construction.
I like that one. That is true. Oh boy, going from Philly to Dover.
How about this
nightmare.
one? The track was going to be built with a 4th turn, but as it tends to do in the Pocono Mountains, it started raining when they finished constructing turn 3. Oh, and also when it rains, it's faster to drive 3 turns than 4.
Boy, that's crazy. They make fun of themselves. That's good though. I thought they probably shaped it like after some of the beds up there in the Poconos.
No, it was when they were creating the track, they dropped a Dorito on the blueprints, and they went with it.
Yeah, that could be right. Definitely. Yeah, it looked kind of like a Dorito.
At first it was a Tostito, and then the guy ate the Tostito, and then the guy was eating Doritos, and he dropped the Dorito. Thankfully, they didn't paint the track orange, though.
All right, here we go. Tom Schuett is your leader right now, and the number 37, Dalton Tucker, who won the last stages on his outside. Here they go. To the line is going to be Dalton Tucker by a nose over Schuett. Schuett trying to hang on to that first position, but he's not going to hold on for very long as they go into turn number 1 to start stage number 3.
Oh, Schuett!
Oh.
Holy moly! I didn't think he was going to make it.
Whoa. Oh, Carino almost up in the wall. I'm not so sure he didn't get into the wall. No, he's back on it, so I'm not so sure. Greg Holt is making some moves up there with Causey.
Oh, Causey just barely.
Causey just kicked the 14 in the back end and gave him the whole tip.
The whole tip.
The whole tip.
He didn't even spit on it.
Nope.
That's going to become a t-shirt.
I have to say, Nick, that's probably the best one you've had yet. So I'll give you that one.
Every once in a while, hey, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Absolutely. Hey, look at Dalton. He's just off on his own planet now. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 car lengths over Thomas Carino.
You could just say a second.
It doesn't matter. We'd like to count the car lengths. We'd like to count them all out so everybody understands. So you can visualize it. You have to visualize. Second.
Oh my goodness! Greg Holt was up the bumper. He was up the snuff of Tom Schuett. Tom Schuett almost went around out of turn 2. Holy schmoly! We almost had a big one right there up near the front of the pack. Cody McKinney's going to follow Greg Holt now down the front stretch. I don't know if he's going to make the pass though for third at the moment. He didn't have the draft there. And we're 3 wide. Causey to the inside. Off into 1. Who's going to get off on the binders first? Man, oh man, they're still side by side. They're going to make it work.
Weatherby was 3 wide out there too. Back a little farther.
My goodness gracious.
Look at McKinney and that outside.
Look at the lead. Man, oh man. He's gone.
He's gone.
Greg Holt to the inside of Thomas Carino. Holt's going to make that move, and he's going to make it stick maybe through 3. Carino's going to come back on the outside. McKinney's going to have something for him on the outside. McKinney follows Carino. Holt back to 4th. Oh, imagine if Cody McKinney comes out here tonight with a damaged race car and comes out here and gets a top 5, he'll be happy with that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. McKinney just would be happy with anything.
McKinney's looking to the inside for second.
Yeah,
he's going to slide up. Yeah, he's going to slide up, sit back in his spot. He's going to try not to lose a position to Greg Holt. Cody has gained 3 positions on this run by watching guys go down the inside in turn 3 and then driving on the outside of him on the exit, because you can get such a better exit on the exit of 3 if somebody goes to the inside. If you take that 3rd lane, you just come around like a rocket ship.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to see if Joseph Causey has any damage to the front of the car, because he has dropped back.
He does. That right front is bowed in about 3 inches, and that gives just the smallest little aerodynamic inconvenience to these cars. And like I said, these cars are so aerodynamically sensitive, that little inconvenience on the left front wouldn't be that big of a deal in the draft. But on the right front, it's going to hurt the way the car turns in. It's going to hurt the car on exit. It's going to hurt the car in general with that little bit of, you can see it down the backstretch here, that 3 or 4 inches of inconvenience on the right front just being pushed in, letting that air hit the tire and have to bounce out. It's just going to hurt the car the rest of the race.
Yep, and you can see where his front bumper is smashed in, and it fits perfectly with the car that he's running right behind Derek Schilling.
Maybe if we get a red flag on the backstretch, he can jump out, pull it out himself. For all you young people, that's a Sterling Marlin joke.
Yeah. Yes, that is a Sterling Marlin joke.
And if you don't know what happened, just look up the 2002 Daytona 500. You'll see it.
Yep.
You won't believe it. You'll see it.
Yep. You'll see it. No doubt about it.
You'll be sitting there just like all of us were. What the hell are you doing?
You can't do that.
He had to know that was against the rules.
Oh, he knew it. But
you can get out and look, but you can't touch it.
Ooh, sure. Looking underneath the Weatherby car. Dives underneath there. And that's not going to stick as well, so he's going to have to fall back behind at 23.
Schuett has a little bit of damage. That's hurting his car. Oh, my goodness! She closed the door on Ryan Cliver, and that almost ended in tears and agony through turn 3. Oh, Derek and Charles Yerrick got into the wall. I mean, sorry, not Charles Yerrick. Derek Schilling barely touched the wall out of 3, and that backed up Derek Schilling and Alex Simkowski. God, I want to say Zimkowski for some reason. Simkowski in the number 54 Skoll Ford Mustang about halfway down the front straightaway.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we got these new names. We're going to have to get used to saying these names if these guys stick with the league. I hope they do.
Well, Dalton Tucker is... I know how to say his name. I've said it a lot tonight.
That's a typical good racer name, Dalton Tucker. I'm from Warner Robins, Georgia.
3-time track champion.
Yeah, 3-time champ. Track champion, Warner Robins Speedway.
I'm a 3-time track champion of what the hell's the name of that? The one that's on TV, had its own TV show. Grenville Pickens? No.
I don't know.
No. The Madhouse. It's called the Madhouse. I don't remember what the name. Oh, Ryan Cliver 3 wide! Holy moly! Randy, we have been working together too long. We were in sync.
I know. Jinx.
Oh, I won't talk for the rest of the broadcast.
It didn't work. It did not work. Oh boy, But anyways, could you imagine? Dalton Tucker. He's leading this race. Got a lot of laps to go. But imagine if we get him in the booth, and he doesn't talk like what we think he might talk. We think Warner Robins, Georgia.
Bowman Gray. Bowman Gray Stadium. That's the name.
Bowman Gray, and that Bowman Gray Stadium. That is Chocolate Myers' favorite track of all time.
I can just imagine him coming in. I'm a 3-time track champion at Bowman Gray.
Yeah, but what if he does it and he comes in?
Hey guys.
Hi, I'm Dalton Tucker, and I'm a 3-time champion at Dalton Gray. It's just a fabulous track to run on.
Oh,
imagine that.
Well, we're gonna get canceled.
I'm just saying. Just imagine if he does come out.
Hashtag cancel Randy Pepper. Do not start the cancel me. Just we got cars in the wall. Big one. We got cars everywhere. We're gonna stay green. Holy smoly! This is what happens when we calm down.
Oh, they rescued us.
Who was that? That was sideways. It was Harvey Abrams who was half sideways around the racetrack. Oh my!
Tom Stewart got into the wall.
God! Let's not go back to that conversation.
Okay.
Derek Schilling to the inside of Charles Yerrick. He's sliding up. Oh my goodness! Woo!
Whoa! You could have put a piece of meat between the two, and there would have been a sandwich. But they didn't.
Oh
my! Dalton, we need somebody to catch up to Dalton because Dalton is checked out. 2.455 seconds ahead of second place Greg Holt. So and then it's another couple seconds back to Thomas Carino, and then it's another 2-3 seconds back to Cody Mckinney, and then that's where all the rest of the mess is happening. Boy, oh boy.
You can throw a blanket over second, third, and fourth at the moment.
Yep.
Hey, you know what the crazy thing is about Bowman Gray? Is that the guys get out of their cars and they go through and drop kick other people's windshields. That place literally is the madhouse. I've never understood how people can go that insane.
But you have to remember how much of that is stage 4 TV.
It used to happen before they put the cameras there.
Yeah, it did. It did. Actually did. Because Chocolate Myers used to talk about how the drivers would get into fist fights at that track. I can tell you,
there's a track up here in New England that's famous for. It's a little tiny short track in New Hampshire that doesn't get a lot of national attention, but damn, you go there on a Friday night, your driver gets wrecked, you're getting in a fist fight with that other driver's fans. It's insane.
I can tell you this, if you look under, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but if you look under some of the old clips for Real TV, there is an incident happened with a Corvette, actually a couple Corvettes. So the couple Corvettes,
Please tell me
one
you were the
Corvette
driver.
got in the wall, and then they got on top of the car and they started fighting, and I was calling the whole thing, and I'm actually on Real TV for that. So.
Oh, there you go. Look at you on Real TV.
Yeah, Real TV. That was a TV show that was back in the 1990s, I believe it was. Yeah, it had to be the 90s because that's when I was at New Smyrna Speedway. Early 2000s, I could be too. So, anyway, but yeah, that was you can see that fight. That's a really good. That's a pure sixer for sure.
Is it almost? By the way, folks, Adam Wood is still recovering in the hospital. That's why he's not here tonight. What Cody McKinney and Joey McKinney did to Adam Wood was a absolute abysmal disgrace and a terrible showing. And we will keep We'll keep you updated on Adam Wood's health.
Adam's wife has been distraught for weeks now after what happened. It was just terrible. I mean, she thought she was going to be a widow before long, but Adam luckily was able to.
He came out of the coma.
Thing.
He came out of the coma. He's okay now. They took the barbed wire out of his eye. He might regain vision. They said he could race in 2 to 3 weeks.
You know, what I was shocked at is when Adam came out of that coma, the first thing he said is, "I want pizza." And that brings us back to Pocono Raceway.
It does, where we have a heck of a battle for second.
McKinney is in the wall.
What?
McKinney is in the wall.
Cody?
Falling.
Oh, no. Cody McKinney's in the wall. Oh. Oh, he pancaked the right front.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Yep. Well, we're going to go ahead and focus back on
blame it on anybody.
Nope, that was all him. That was all Cody McKinney just trying to get too much. It happens. Especially when you're what's the word? It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
Go ahead. Find that word.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Ever since I took the Evelyn Woodhead sped ridden course, my ridden and comprehension has improved wonderfully. I recommend the Evelyn Woodhead sped ridden course to all my friends and tell them you heard it first here on Roller Derby.
It's when you're son of a. When you're as desperate as Cody McKinney is, that'll happen. Oh, he did it again on a 2. Oh, man. And Causey's all over the back bumper. Carino, though. Causey might have something for Dalton Tucker, but he just can't get. He just can't. Yeah, he just can't get past these guys.
Yeah, I think he's still got damage on there. I don't think he has enough. I think he'll get out in front there and he'll probably hit a brick wall of air because he's got that front end damage.
Carino to the inside for second here and a 1. This could be a nice move if Carino could make it stick. Greg Holt's going to drive it off on the outside. Carino's going to drive it off on the inside. He needs drafting help to get past him.
Yep.
Not going to happen. He's going to lose a spot to Joseph Causey here. Yep, off into the tunnel. Causey's going to take third.
Carino's not willing to let him have that spot quite yet.
Oh, he didn't have a chance, Carino! Carino just got piled. He gave him the entire tip, did Nicholas Weatherby.
He gave him 2 tires deep.
And Nicholas Weatherby, ate some wall because of that.
Yep. So now those 3 cars are running together back there.
Carino's not happy. Carino is blocking Weatherby something fierce down the front stretch. 29 laps to go. There will be green flag pit stops here if we don't get a caution soon. This is going to get interesting as the race continues here. 71 of 100 laps down here in the IVRL Buttkicker Cup Series on Ghostfire Media, presented by the Guitar Addict here.
Could this race actually go with only one caution the whole night?
Other than stage breaks, yeah, that would be amazing. I'll tell you what, it'd be an early night for us.
It is 8:42 right now.
That's
Eastern
early for
Standard
us, folks.
Time.
If you haven't been here before, that's early for us.
If we got out of here
Before 10, I'd be happy.
before like 9:15, 9:20, I would be ecstatic.
I think I might throw a party.
I haven't slept in 6 days.
Oh, well, I can put you to sleep. Just call me after the race, and I'll tell you a story about Martinsville. It'll put you right to bed.
I'll call Blake Gordon and ask him.
No, my stories about Martinsville are boring. They're actually history of the track, not about the racing.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I'd call Blake Gordon and ask him how boring that race was.
Like, I can tell you exactly why they didn't have lights for as long as they did, and it wasn't the promoter's choice.
No, it wasn't. I know that.
Thank you in the
Okay, here you
comments,
go.
Randy.
What company provides those lights?
Isn't it like Track Tech?
No.
I don't know. Oh, Carino! To the outside of McKinney, we have pit stops happening, folks.
Our leader is on pit road right now.
Oh boy!
He's gonna short pit it.
Dalton Tucker, he's trying to get that advantage. It's a 2-second delta to get these fresh tires, but it's 53 seconds in pit road. So if you have a bad in lap or a bad out lap, you lose 53 seconds on pit road, plus your extra lap on the outset. I'm expecting delta laps on the exit of pit road of 1 minute and 14 seconds. We shall see. Minute 14, a minute 15 from the minute they hit the track, not when they're in the pits. But 50.5 seconds for Tucker on pit road. Nicholas Weatherby, let's see what he does. He has some damage on the car, so he's still in his stall. The night is over for Weatherby, I believe. Not over, but the night is over to get a good finish. Greg Holt stays out. Joseph Causey stays out. Thomas Carino stays out. Did he have mandatory repairs?
I am not sure. I heard the conversation over the radio, and it wasn't very happy.
55-second pit stop. He might have had a 40-second hold. We will investigate and find out, but I believe Nicholas Weatherby had to serve a penalty on pit road.
Dalton Tucker now runs 11th on the field.
I can confirm for you, Nicholas Weatherby had a pit road penalty. A entry penalty on pit road has cost Nicholas Weatherby a lead lap top 10 finish. Cody Mckinney down the pits. That's a heck of a way to lose a race. That just hurts.
Absolutely.
Greg Holt and Causey have both stayed out, and they haven't run fast laps.
Will this
the only
come
thing
back
I
to
can
bite them?
I don't know. The only thing I can think is that they're sitting here going, this is how many laps we have to go. This is how much I can make it on fuel.
If I was Thomas Carino Jr., I think I would pit right now.
I would as well if these two in front of me don't, because then you get that advantage of the undercut on them. And the undercut, we saw how powerful it has been throughout the season. And hope is Carino going to make the run down this time? He's not. He's going to continue to try for the overcut on Dalton Tucker. Only thing I can think is this has to do with fuel strategy. There has to be a part of fuel strategy in this move.
If this thing goes green, I don't know. Not so sure about that move.
We saw Causey go 25 laps on a tank earlier in the race. That was with a caution. If we go green, is 29 laps too long for Dalton Tucker? He's going to be about 20 seconds ahead of the field. But the question is that too long on with the fuel?
But if you look in our leaders right now as they come off of turn number
Here
3,
they come.
They are going to pit. They are going to pit.
Oh, Causey! Causey's going to get a penalty here. Causey's in the wall. Causey's in the wall. Oh my goodness, his race is over. Causey's going to have somewhere upwards of 2 minutes of penalties. A speeding on entrance and then an unsafe pit entry.
But did he cross that line?
It looked like he did.
He was very close, I know that.
All that did was add to the damage. It adds to the damage on that car, yeah.
Absolutely. His race is
take
done
a look.
either way.
We'll take a look at him here, see what he gets on the pit road. Right sides are on. Left sides are on. Thomas Carino has stayed out. He is still your leader.
What happened to Greg Holt? Maybe he...
Greg Holt! I believe Greg Holt might have sped. Greg Holt has a penalty.
Wow.
This race has been turned on its head by mistakes entering the pits. Weatherby and Holt, two rock-solid drivers, make mistakes entering the pits.
Wow. Team Tito pandemonium. Unbelievable. And now he is going to finally leave the pits. So Greg Holt will now re-enter the race, but after a huge mistake.
You know who is going to benefit from this more than anybody if he can make it 27 laps? It's Cody Mckinney.
Cody Mckinney.
He is going to take second.
Yep.
He's 15 seconds behind the leader. But he knew he didn't have a chance to win this race anyway with the speed that Dalton Tucker has carried. Now with all of these mistakes behind Dalton Tucker, I have no doubt in my mind he makes it on fuel. Because being 15 seconds ahead of the field and being that much faster than the second place car, he can save fuel. Without a doubt, he can save fuel. This is now, if this race goes green, it's a fuel mileage race now, and it's Dalton Tucker's race to lose.
And Thomas Carino, he just re-entered the race, and we'll find out where he ends up. Will he land second, I guess?
He will take third, but it is a close battle for third. You see on our screens now how close it is. If I can get a good... There's Charles Urich right there. Less than 2/10 of a second.
That's the best battle on the track right now.
That is by far the best battle on the racetrack. 2/10 of a second right now.
Urich would love to have a third place finish tonight. As it
stands right now, we have a totally different top three than we've had all season. At any track.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take you side by side here on the Ghostfire Media Network for our final ad break of the evening. You are watching the IVRL Buttkicker Cup Series on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Hi, I'm Randy from the Guitar Addict. Can we be serious for a second? Are you tired of being a loser? Can't do anything right? Feel like everyone's coming down on you all the time? Well, there's a way out. And I'm going to show you. Hey Mom, look what I learned. That's right. Pick up a guitar, learn how to play guitar. Automatically you're going to become a chick magnet. The ladies are going to love you. Your kids are going to think you're cool. So what you need to do is come down here to the Guitar Addict, 16725 Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida, or go on guitaraddict.com and buy yourself a guitar and automatically be the star of your neighborhood. That's guitaraddict.com. Back at Pocono Raceway, the IVRL. Man, I'm tongue-tied like crazy right now. But or the Ghostfire Media Network, can't even speak that. Oh my gosh. What is wrong with me? I'm looking forward to an early night. Nick, how about you?
I'm good. I'm
Are
trying
you looking through your camera angles and stuff
no,
like that?
I'm trying to get... So we have this little fuel calculator that I can show you, but it's not...
Not doing the math.
It's not working. Anyhow, this is what we'll look at. So the stint length, the longest stint of the race that we've seen from all of our drivers tonight is 26 laps. And Thomas Carino Jr. just did that. To win this race now, Dalton Tucker has to do 28 laps. We haven't seen that all night.
Yeah, that's 2 extra laps. He's going to have to really back it down, but he is nearly 16 seconds.
He's pulling away. With the current pace he's running of lap times, we'll show you his last 2 lap times here compared. Give me 1 second. Why is that not?
And another
There it is.
interesting
Okay,
factor out
so
here,
this
too.
is the last lap. Hold on. This isn't working the way I wanted it to. There it is. Hold on. All right. Here's the last couple laps here. That's not the right. Oi. This is going well.
Just a bit outside, swing and a miss.
I've used all of this before, but it's not. There it is. There it is!
Bingo.
Found it! Alright. So these last few laps. It looks as if Dalton has been much faster than Cody. Which is expected around this track. Dalton is in the pits! Dalton is in the pits! He's not going to make it. He's coming to get a splash and go. Does Cody Mckinney have the fuel?
Wow.
Does
Look at
Cody
this.
McKinney have the fuel? 26 laps is doable. Oh my.
Whoa.
Oh my.
This shakes some things up big time right now.
Cody McKinney is your new leader. He's got a 3-second lead on Thomas Carino. Thomas Carino, by chance, just happens to be faster than Cody McKinney. By a lot.
And who's right behind him? Oh, yeah. Joseph Causey. That's what I was going to say. Causey is now back out there again, even after all the trouble that he's gone through tonight. This thing's not over.
No, this whole race just changed. I don't think anybody can make it by what I'm seeing now. Thomas Carino will make it. 23 laps is doable. Joseph Causey will make it. 24 laps is doable. Charles Urick is on the outside looking in.
Dalton is now on his way out.
Is Dalton Tucker fast enough to make up the 18-second gap? It's only 15 laps to go. There's no way this works out. He has to play that. He has to hope for a caution. There's no way it works out.
Unless they all have to pit.
There's no way they all have to pit. They can all make it. They should all be able to make this easily.
So now, can Cody McKinney win a race?
Well, can Thomas Carino pass Cody McKinney? Because he's gaining on him by a bunch. And can Thomas Carino hold off Joseph Causey? Or can Causey spin and win tonight?
Spin and win.
Oh my goodness gracious.
We're watching the
Wow.
Wheel of Fortune.
This is insane. Whole race has been turned on its head.
There's been a lot of twists and turns in this race.
We're going to have a heck of a
than any
finish.
race we've seen all season.
Yeah, we're going to have a heck of a finish.
Man, Causey is definitely reeling in that number 7 as well. The number 7 is now, Carino is only 1.3 seconds behind Cody Mckinney. So he's reeling in him, and Causey is reeling in the 7. So it's going to be interesting here. See what happened.
You're in charge for a minute, Randy.
All right, so Cody Mckinney leads by 0.8 seconds, basically 9 seconds ahead of, or actually not 9 seconds, excuse me, just 0.9 ahead of Thomas Carino. Carino is trying to reel in that number 14 car. As of Cody McKinney's had a great race tonight. This is probably the best race we've seen him run all season long. It just always seems like he always finds trouble. Oh, and Causey is in the wall. Causey just tagged the outside wall. That's going to allow that number 7 to be all by himself to catch up to the 14 car. Here he comes. He's going to try to reel him in here, right here, as we've got 2 cars slower right in front of them. The slow cars are still staying in front of them, and this is going to make things hard for the 14.
Oh, it's like a pick. It's a pick. Tom Schuett, he was used as a pick. Cody McKinney had to use Tom Schuett there as a drafting partner. He almost got used as a pick off into turn 1. 12 laps to go. Schuett on the outside. Oh my goodness.
Schuett actually went up and touched the McKinney car and hurt him. And that's going to allow Thomas Carino Jr. to get around him and pull away as he leads on lap 89. Wow.
I don't think Tom Schuett knows that Cody and Joey McKinney are not afraid to jump people post-race.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Schuett is running like he's up there running for the lead, and he's not. Wow. Schuett is 2 laps down. Or actually, yeah. Is he? Yeah, he's 1 lap down, excuse me. Another car coming off pit lane. I believe that was the number 80, or is it 87 car. Yep. Had to pit. Derek Schilling had to pit to get some fuel to keep it going.
So, Dalton Tucker's in 4th. He's 10 seconds behind. He's 2 seconds a lap faster than these guys. I don't have any of these fancy Formula One graphics like they do on NBC every ESPN every week, but my Amazon graphics in my head are telling me that in 11 laps, at 2 seconds a lap faster, he'll be in striking distance with 6 laps to go.
Wow.
It's not over yet. Not by a long shot. These guys are battling lap traffic. They're battling each other. They're battling everything. And Dalton Tucker is 2 seconds a lap faster. It's not over. It's far from over.
He's 9 seconds back. Yeah, 2 seconds because he was 11 the last lap. Now he's 9 seconds.
He's flying, dude.
Wow. Oh, boy. Yeah, but we've seen him as they get up close to another car, the car stalls out.
Yeah, but with 20 lap newer tires, it could be all she wrote.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Being able to hold... They might be aero dependent, but you still need tires on the car. And if you have nothing left... Okay, so Tom Schuett is in turn 1 now. Dalton Tucker is entering turn 1. Now, he's coming. By a ton. This is going to get fun.
We're lap 92 of 100. That will make up the race here tonight at Pocono Raceway on the Ghostfire Media Network. The IVRL Buttkicker Series is in action right now. We have a not so familiar front or face at the front. Used to seeing him running in the field, but not up front. Thomas Carino Jr., who was on our podcast just a couple weeks ago, and that number 7 is leading the field. Cody Mckinney is second. Joseph Causey is third. And the man that we are watching right now, Dalton Tucker, in that 52, is gaining every lap. He's
taking another second off of him.
Yes.
So
he is coming.
With the way this is working now, Dalton Tucker will be within striking distance in 5 laps time.
Just in time for another exciting finish.
I don't think we're done with the excitement tonight by a wide margin. I think Cody knew he was short on fuel, fell back behind Carino, and is saving gas. There are so many different battles going on right now on this racetrack.
Almost had a caution. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah, we almost had a caution right there with the number 87. Schilling got into Tom Schuett and bounced him up the track, but Schuett was lucky enough to hold on to it and not wreck it.
6.5 seconds now is the gap. He's gained another 1.5 seconds. 5 laps to go. 7 laps to go. He'll be here with 4 to go. Is 4 laps going to be enough time?
It's going to be close, to say the least. Or are we going to see Thomas Carino win his first race tonight? Are we going to see Cody Mckinney win his first race? That is the question we're looking at right now.
7
we don't think
laps.
Causey can do it, but we're pretty sure that maybe Dalton will definitely close
Dalton's
in on
in
them.
the frame now. You can see him in the corners. Oh, man, oh, man. 1.5 seconds that time.
He is coming.
He will be here. Now it's going down to 2 laps to go, though. The tires are going away on the number 52. There he is, there on the exit of 1. We're entering the bus stop. He's now halfway down the long straight. Oh. Sorry, the tunnel turn, not the bus stop. We're not at Watkins Glen.
And our leader right now, Thomas Carino, is
Cody
having the
McKinney.
lapper.
Cody
The
McKinney's
lapper
car
trigger.
has died.
Yep.
He's out of fuel! Cody McKinney is out of fuel! Here he comes down pit road! Cody McKinney from second!
Wow.
The questions now mount. Will Carino make it? Will Causey make it? Carino had to race through most of that stage. Can Thomas Carino make it on fuel? 5 laps to go. Will there be a caution and throw this whole thing up in the air?
Oh boy. Things are getting very interesting.
I have good news for Thomas Carino. Dalton Tucker's tires are dead. He is not gaining. He has pushed all of the life that he could out of those tires. It is now Thomas Carino's show. Can Thomas Carino save enough fuel?
Yeah. Whose race is this tonight?
Causey should be able to make it. Normally, fuel strategy races are boring. These guys have made it interesting. Causey is under pressure. Dalton Tucker is on Joseph Causey at the moment. We're going to go back and take a look at that battle really quick before we come back to the Thomas Carino battle. Dalton Tucker will be able to pass Joseph Causey before the end of this race. It's those fresh tires that are going to allow him to do that. Fresher tires and no damage.
Yeah, he's only 1, 2, 3, 4 car lengths back behind that 88 car, and he's closed up big time. Got a great run off the turn. He'll go down that into the tunnel turn. He'll dive to the inside and easily get around him going off that turn. So now Dalton Tucker is now in second place, and he can actually see.
There
Thomas
is a
Carino.
possibility, the smallest possibility, but there's only 3 laps to go. I don't think there's any chance of this happening.
Well, we'll see how much room he gets away from. I think he's pulling away from Causey. So he's still coming.
He's gaining ever so slightly. He was gaining tenths in turn 1 for a few laps. Now he's gaining hundredths.
Yeah. It definitely has stalled out.
Now he's losing time in the tunnel turn.
Well, he's got slow cars in front of him.
All Thomas Carino has to do is make it on fuel. Thomas Carino last pitted 20 laps ago. Carino was able to make it 26 laps earlier on in this stage. This is going to be close.
The bad thing is now Carino can't let off at all. He has to go. Because if he lets off, he knows that Tucker will be right there waiting to take that lead from him.
Yeah, the last thing he wants is to save enough fuel. Or he wants to save enough fuel, but the last thing he wants is to save too much fuel.
Yeah. 99 laps are down. Come off turn number 3. And head back towards the stripe to complete lap 99. And then it'll be one more time. The white flag is in the air for Thomas Carino Jr. Can he win his first race? He's got a 2.9 second lead over Dalton Tucker, who's had a stunning debut here in the IVRL.
Through turn 1. Down the long back straightaway, the first of many. We're going to look for the wiggle. I think Carino might have enough. We go into the tunnel turn. If you're going to run out, it's going to be here. It's the most banking on the racetrack. Down the straightaway. He looks like he has it in the bag. Thomas Carino has come close so many times this season. He's had the momentum. He's had the car before. But finally, he's going to be able to put it all together on a turn 3. Thomas Carino is going to win at Pocono in the IVRL.
A good win by Thomas Carino Jr. He was able to do the right strategy and win the race. If he'd hit it any sooner, we'd be talking about a different winner right now.
What a debut for Dalton Tucker. What a debut for Alex Simkowski. Cody McKinney with a big 4th, 5th place. Charles Urich in 6th. Ryan Cliver in 7th. Greg Holtz in 8th. Derek Schilling in 9th. And Tom Schuett in 10th. Juan Garza battled back from that early wreck. He comes home 11th. Harvey Abrams comes home 12th. Nicholas Weatherby was able to battle back from those issues he had. He comes home in 13th. Bad night for the Bohica Esports guys. Brandon Massey, Ira Kohlhaas, 18th and 19th. But Thomas Carino Jr. is your winner here tonight at the Pocono Raceway.
And what's the biggest thing about this whole thing is there was drama. There was drama all night long in all 3 of these stages. We had some sort of drama, excitement. We had that happen the whole time tonight. And we got a new winner in Thomas Carino Jr. And we had a great debut by Dalton Tucker. So good race tonight. A lot better than I actually thought we were going to see. And the best thing of all, only one caution the whole night.
Yeah, look, this is what we were expecting here. Look at all these these other drivers coming out to congratulate Thomas Carino, one of the fan favorites, one of the drivers' favorites here. With a huge win tonight. Awesome for him. Let's get our boy, the winner tonight. Where is he?
Let's hear it for the boy.
Bueller. Bueller.
Shut up, Beavis. Linger sucked.
Bueller.
Bueller.
As we
Reaching
wait,
out to him. As we wait,
as we wait, Randy Pepper will go ahead and give you our official results.
All right, Thomas Carino Jr. was your winner tonight in the number 7. Second was the debut of Dalton Tucker, the Warner Robins driver. Joseph Causey was third. Alex Simkowski was fourth. Fifth, Cody McKinney had a top 5. That's better than he's had, I think, pretty much the whole season.
Yeah, it's one of his best races.
Yeah. Charles Yerrick was 6th. 7th went to Greg Holt. Ryan Cliver came home 8th. 9th went to Derek Schilling. 10th was Tom Schuett. Juan Mauro Garza was 11th. 12th was Harvey Abrams. 13th was Nicholas Weatherby. 14th was Nathan Christensen. 15th was Michael Payne, Joey McKinney, Patrick Gaspar, Brennan Massey, Ira Kohlhaas, and rounding out in 20th position, it was Bob Carroll.
The race was so great it gave me a nosebleed.
No, you're kidding me.
I'm going to pull Thomas up and then you interview Mr. Carino, Randy. I'm going to go deal with the nosebleed. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Thomas Carino Jr. and my esteemed colleague, Randy Pepper.
Well, Thomas, a wonderful run tonight. You won it on pretty much pit strategy. So how'd it feel out there?
Yeah, I mean, I had a really good feel for this track. I won stage 1 with speed, which felt good. Felt good to get by Causey, but then on that last restart, I saw Dalton pull away, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna make this a one-stopper and just kind of coasted in the corners and pitted a lap later than everybody else. Knew I had more fuel than Causey, knew I had more fuel than all those guys, and just really made the tires last and really made it work. I know it doesn't sound like it. It's because I'm kind of in disbelief that I actually won one. I'm like shocked right now. This is awesome, man. I'm pumped.
Man, I've been watching the whole season. You've just been running in that top 5, usually just about every race that you're in. And to me, I was just waiting for the time that you're going to win a race. And you did it tonight. It's great to see you in victory lane.
Yeah, thanks. I think I've had speed right ever since like about week 5. I've won a few poles, which is also surprising, but just making the tires last longer and not beating up on my equipment is a huge thing that I had to learn, and I feel like I learned it really well at this track for some reason and executed, man. It was a great race. Dalton was by far, I mean, at the end there, he was the class of the field, but he was also using up his stuff a lot more than I was. So it was just a strategy game, just like it always is at Pocono. So it was awesome. I'm so glad to win.
Yeah, man. Congratulations on that. And how much, when you were running there for second, you were running there with Cody McKinney. You had, you also have Joseph Causey. All of you guys were all kind of in the same groove there. How much pressure did you feel between those guys?
Yeah, so in the first half of the last stage, when it was me, Greg Holt, Causey, and Cody McKinney all together, I mean, initially it was like, oh, I got to hold these guys off, and then I kind of realized what my strategy was going to be, so I actually tucked in behind Holt and Causey, and just at the end of the front straightaway, I think I was lifting, I don't know the distance, but at the first cone, I was lifting and nobody else was, and I was just coasting it down in there, hardly used any brake, and really felt confident that I was going to get more fuel out of it because of that, and it worked. And and it saved my tires too. So mutually beneficial in the fact that at the end of the run I was still quick. So yeah, man, I'm like shocked. I'm still shocked.
Did the lappers kind of interfere a little bit with you?
No, they got out of the way, and the one that messed me up just a bit was coming down into turn 1. I can't remember who it was coming off of pit road, and I had to run the high line, and there's a big bump in turn 1 and 2, and I hit it and had a little, a pucker factor moment, as they like to call them, and but hung on to it and kept on going, man. But it was solid. It was solid. No, the lap cars are great. These guys know. They're on the radios listening. So.
All right, man. Congratulations on a great win. We look forward to maybe many more throughout the season. And this
I'm
one,
gonna try. I just got. I'm gonna try. I just got to keep tires on it, Randy.
Hey, man, you punched your ticket now, so you can run the way you want to run now. Don't worry about it. If you wreck the car, you wreck the car, But unless you really want that position on the grid when we start the chase here in just 8 races.
You know it, Randy. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Congratulations again, man.
Yep. Bye.
All right, I'm less bloody now and I'm back. I apologize for that, folks. Randy did a fantastic job with the interview. We're going to pull in Dalton Tucker. Dalton Tucker is new to the league. Ladies and gentlemen, Dalton, you got Nick and Randy up in the Ghost Fire booth. You copy?
Man.
Well, welcome to the booth, sir. Congratulations on that hell of a debut. Absolutely fantastic. We thought you had that race. Randy will go into a couple of different questions that he has, I bet. But I want to ask the one that's on everybody's mind. Did you think you couldn't make it on fuel at the end?
Oh, I without a doubt I was 4 laps short, maybe 5 laps. I think that restart where Tom restarted first and kind of got everybody back behind me, they were able to use each other's draft and possibly save a little lift, and I was kind of in no man's land, just out there running laps, and I kept looking at it. I was like, I can only go 22, 23 laps. There's no way I can make it, and I was just hoping and praying nobody else could, and obviously Thomas could.
We were definitely watching you try to reel those guys in. You were it was like at one point like 2 seconds. You were just like coming after those guys, and it was like he may actually catch the leaders here with like 2 to go, and unfortunately that didn't happen. But man, you did an awesome run getting up there to make it at least interesting.
Yeah, I knew once I took 2 tires, so I knew my tires would wear off a little quicker than if I took 4, but I also saved 4 or 5 seconds on pit lane. But I knew the longer it went, the margin of lap difference would be different. Like, it would just get less and less, and I was hoping it'd get to the point where I could be in their draft, so it would help me out a little bit, and it helped me catch Joseph, but I didn't quite get close enough to Thomas, so then I was just hoping and praying he'd run out or start sputtering or something on the last lap.
So Dalton, we're not used to seeing you in this league. When did you join the league?
About 10 minutes before the race, or 15 minutes maybe.
Wow. So,
oh my God.
So how long? I mean, what's your experience on iRacing? I mean, you've been racing a lot, or is it something new to you?
I've been on for about 11 years or so, give or take. I've done a whole bunch of different leagues. I ran in a league with Cody. I think he parted ways with it, and I shortly did after. And he reached out to me and asked me to come join this one, and I was game.
Oh, awesome, man. We're happy to have you in here. It's always good to see a fresh face, as we say. And, also, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, we're not familiar with, we know you're from Warner Robins. What do you do for a living? How old are you? And all that good stuff.
I actually was from Warner Robins. I recently moved to Dothan, Alabama about a year ago.
I know where that's at. My
And
family's from Gordo, Alabama.
I gotcha. That's not too terribly far away.
Nope.
I'm a operations manager in a construction supply yard. Drive big trucks, stuff like that. I have zero experience on circle track racing, like in actual real life. I drag race, so that's a lot different than this. And I don't know. I just do this as a hobby. I don't so much care what I'm racing as long as it's with people I consider friends, and as long as it's a good race.
Man, you did an awesome job. Nick, you got anything else for him?
No, I do not. Welcome, and hopefully we see you more.
For sure, man.
All right, thank you,
Yeah.
Dalton. You have a good night, sir.
Thanks, y'all too.
All right, and again, this man needs no introduction. We're not even going to give him one. We're just going to have him start talking.
The man, the myth.
The points leader, the man with 9 wins. I'm not giving him an introduction.
I thought it was
anymore.
10.
I don't know what it's too freaking. Matt, hold on. Let me look at the points. Hold on.
It's 10.
Oh, kiss my ass. It's 10.
We got to make it 11 next week.
Okay, so anyway, Joseph, third place. To be honest, a third place that you probably don't think you deserved with what happened earlier, and one that
Hell no.
you drove your rear end off to get to, which makes you deserve that position. So that was a hell of a job. So just want to tell you that. I mean, spinning out on pit road, getting damage. You know, did Greg get caught with a 40-second hold for speeding?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I was on the binder so hard.
Well, we know you spun out.
Yeah. Oh, that was my stupid mistake. I had the brake bias at like 57, and I didn't.
Nobody sets their car at 57. What
I
are you
do.
thinking there?
No one sets their car at 57. I mean, the guy, Randy,
No,
obviously
I mean,
me and you were doing something wrong. The guy that with 10 wins has his at 57.
I said I had it
He
set at
paid for it.
60. I had
Okay,
it set at
60,
60.
Okay,
And then the
65.
3% down, so I was at 57.
All right,
And you paid for it, didn't you, Joseph?
Oh, it was only I only had 2 seconds of damage.
so there
I
isn't.
don't know how that happened. You looked like you nailed that wall a lot harder than that, and then you got into the wall earlier on the outside.
Yeah, I only had 2. Well, after that wall tap, I was fine. I was trying to catch Carino because I was gonna use him to save fuel, but I never got to him because I messed up in the tunnel turn, and then that killed my whole entire drive. So then after that, I just clutched I was having to clutch. I was clutching first only at one point in time, and then I was like, I got to do them all because there's no way I was gonna make it.
So there
I did
isn't
them all.
much. There isn't much to talk about with you, about things we don't know about you. Oh, here's what our viewers don't know. We've interviewed you like 40 times this season. What's your
Yeah.
favorite color?
Blue.
Why are you driving a red car?
I don't know, because I am.
My
You
favorite.
should drive a blue
My
car. You
favorite
might
color.
win one.
My favorite color is blue, but I let my teammate drive the blue car. I drive the red car. Oh, is it because the red car has NOS in it? Is that why?
I don't know.
he's not gonna give us his secrets. He's not gonna tell us it has NOS in it.
Hey, Joseph, here's something. Have you ever been caught picking your nose in traffic?
I don't know.
Yeah, yep. You ever looked up at the mirror, you pick your nose, and you look over, and the lady's looking at you, and you're like,
I don't care. I'm married.
I had an itch. It's usually your wife looking at you. Here, Joseph, I'll tell you a couple of jokes because there's not much to talk about with you. Do you know why Pocono only has 3 turns?
What?
Just like everything else in Pennsylvania, it's under construction.
That explains my buddy Miz then. He lives in Pennsylvania.
You know why else doesn't have 3 turns?
Why?
When they finished turn 3, it started raining. There, see? All right, next week, Road America, what do you think you're going to do? You think you're going to win?
We're going to try. I mean,
They're going to a road course.
Patrick's predicting that he's going to get me. Well, we're going to see.
Well, so no disrespect to Patrick Gaspar because I think he's amazing at road courses, but the last time he said he was going to get you, he spun out on his own.
Yeah.
This is true.
All by his onesies. It's not talking trash when it's factual. He spun out all by his onesies, all by himself. He wasn't even close to you. He was 10 seconds behind and he spun out and ruined his own race. He was going to beat you because he had the better pit strategy. And then he spun out on his own. So, If he eliminates the little mistakes, I think you have something on your hands next week. But the little mistakes is what's killed everybody at road courses against you this year. It killed your teammate at the Daytona road course. It killed the entire field at at Coda. Yeah, at Sonoma, it got Patrick. So, I mean, if history tells us anything going into Road America, you are our unfortunate favorite. It's not that I hate seeing you win. It's just you've won 10 times, and every time Kevin Harvick wins more than 4 races, I get agitated. Now that you've won more than 10, I'm agitated.
We're agitated. The only reason we're agitated is because we pretty much know everything about you, Joseph.
I can't ask you a question I don't know. Somebody asked me about you the other day, and I gave him your whole life story.
Yeah, we know this guy. He's disabled. He hangs out at his house all day and just
plays
drives.
too much iRacing.
Yeah.
Wins a lot of races. You do. You destroy everybody at road courses.
I mean, I'm just good at them.
That's because you do too many of them.
I think you know. Well, no, I don't even think that, because I was going to say once you started the back of the pack, and that doesn't matter.
Randy,
give everybody a lap lead, and then let's see how you do.
A lap lead.
He'd still
okay,
win.
how about a half a lap lead?
No, Randy,
Half a lap lead.
give him a lap. No,
lead.
give him a whole lap. You know why? The stage break. He'll get it back.
I would think about doing that in maybe like Roval or something, not in no Road America.
You know what? Road America is my favorite road course. I might have to make somebody else broadcast for me and come kick your butt.
Oh God.
If there's a gravel trap anywhere, you'll just see me in it. I love Road America, but I can't drive it worth a damn.
No. I was good. Don't ignore his threats, because he talks a big game, but he can't do anything about it.
Hey, every time I'm fast, my teammates take me out.
Yeah, and you miss your pits.
All right, and Joseph, it's been great talking to you. We'll talk to you. Well, it's Road America next week. It's a road course, so in some form or fashion, we'll speak.
More
with
than likely,
you next
you're
week.
going to be talking to me.
In some form or fashion. You might not be the winner. You might not even finish on the podium. But we're probably going to ask you questions before the race so the viewers can get a feel on how the race is going to go. If I remember to pull you up here before the race.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
If you remember. And
Deal.
you know, so we'll look at this. It'll be the same bat time, same bat channel, same bat Joseph Causey. So next week.
All right, Joseph, you have a good week. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you, Joseph.
Isn't it sad that we expect to talk to him every week? Or does
I
it
guess so. Yeah,
I don't know.
mean,
I don't know if it's sad. I shouldn't say sad. I think it
No, I
just
wouldn't say
tells
sad.
everybody it's how much talent he has.
Exactly. It's just expected. I mean,
He just
you can't-
oozes talent.
Absolutely.
But anyway, folks,
He's like a really big zit that you popped it and then it oozes for the rest of the day.
okay, and on that disgusting conversation topic, we'll oof.
It's like he's bleeding like your nose.
God, it's bleh. All right. After that topic, we're gonna let you guys all have a good night. From the Ghostfire Media team, myself and Randy, we thank you for coming out. To the Pocono Raceway here in the beautiful Poconos in Pennsylvania. Randy Pepper, go ahead and take us out as we look at the beautiful Bill France Tower.
Okay, folks, you've been listening to the Ghostfire Media Network. Me, Randy Pepper, and Nick Adams. Don't forget, tomorrow night, it's more Ghostfire Media broadcasting as the team heads to Talladega Speedway for the AOLL trucks.
It's
So
Talladega
that's-
tomorrow?
I believe it's Talladega, if I'm correct.
I thought it was Talladega like 2 weeks ago.
No, maybe maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got the schedule wrong. But either way, it doesn't matter where it is. It's going to be truck racing for the AOLL Sportsman Series. So check it out tomorrow night. Starts at 8 p.m. with Larry. Who's in the booth tomorrow night? Larry Patrick
Larry and Carl.
Larry and Carl. Hot Carl. So
It's
check it out tomorrow night.
iRacing Super Speedway.
Okay, I knew it was one of those.
Oh,
big
no, hold
tracks.
on. No, I'm sorry. I'm a dummy. It is Talladega.
All right,
Nick,
thank
I
you.
just need to shut up. I'm so wrong. I just need to shut up. It's Talladega.
Go wipe your nose and shut up.
Yeah, I will.
All right, folks, we're going to get out of here on that note. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Ghostfire Media Network. And you guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you so long from the Sunshine State.
You're watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.